My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob's back. We have a new pope, and Belal Muhammad is defending his belt for the very first time. Jacob and I are going to break down the entire UFC 315 fight card. We're going to give you our picks, our predictions, our bets, and our DraftKings Fantasy Plays. But before we dive in, let me brag a little bit. Oh, okay. Let me brag about the safety parlay. 4-1 in the last 5, and the one I missed was an absolute screw job on a 2.5 round line over. Safety parlay, clawing back, making things happen. The beacon of stability, that Batman signal is up. And not only is the UFC 315 safety parlay up, ready to go, the UFC Vegas 106 next week's fight card, that safety parlay is up and ready to go as well. I put that on the board last week while I was doing graphics. You can check all of that out right now at WeWantPicks.com. What were you going to say, Jakey?
First of all, I almost did forget to fucking mention that the Pacers are up 2-0 on the Cavs. Game 3, Friday night, Indianapolis. We're excited about it, right? We put $500 on the Pacers to win the East before the playoffs started to win $11,000. And now they're only 6 wins away. And the 2 best seeds that are supposed to knock them out, the Celtics and the Cavs, are getting fucking smoked. And we already smoked the fucking Knicks last year. So that's no problem at all. I'm about to win $11,000. And the Pacers are going to go to the fucking finals. I can't fucking wait, man. That's my first love in my heart of hearts. And at no point in my life did I need this more of them fucking they just keep winning. And I just fucking, every 2 or 3 nights, I'm just sitting there like, woo, yeah. Very exciting. So we're very excited about the Pacers. And we're very excited about our sponsor here tonight. We are sponsored here by Topps Finest Playing Cards. These are the 2024s. We've got about 5 boxes here, and unfortunately, I know it's going to be a little bit distracting, guys, but they are the sponsor of this week's stream, and they're making us open these boxes. So I got to sit here and open these boxes. So stay tuned for reactions while Angelo's talking. And congratulations to We Want Picks on a top sponsorship, and they're supposed to be making us some playing cards too. We're going to sign and give away.
They're not a sponsor, but if you're watching and you'd like to be a sponsor, by all means, I'll take a card myself. Absolutely.
How thick would that cardboard be?
All right. Fuck you. Listen, I mentioned the safety parlay. Safety parlay has been the beacon of stability, but if you go to WeWantPicks.com, it's more than just some copy-paste bets. It's more than the safety parlay. You're going to get tools. One of those tools is a DraftKings Optimizer. This will build DraftKings fantasy lineups for you with a couple clicks of the button. It has a brand new easy mode that just walks you through a couple of questions. We have a tape index as well. A lot of you like to do your own research. You like to watch the tape with your own eyes. A lot of you like to get ahead. If you want to do your research for UFC 318 right now, go to Tools in the menu at WeWantPicks.com. Click on Tape Index. You'll see every fighter on that card. All you need to do is click on a fighter. If there's a little red play button next to one of their fights, you click it, video pops up. You can do your own tape study right then and there. We also have a fight simulator. This takes every single fight on every single card and simulates it 100,000 times. It brings in historical striking stats, historical grappling stats, and it simulates those fights. You can then use those simulations for bets, for breakdowns, for DraftKings fantasy lineups. We also have a tool called the Data Analyzer. The Data Analyzer brings in data from every fighter on every card, past or future, and you can stack filters and really deep dive the data. A, for research purposes. B, if you're trying to find a prop bet and you want to see how many strikes has Manafaro landed decision losses. Well, you can click a few buttons. You see that strike line. Go look at her strike line on your favorite sports book, and you're ready to go. We also have an app. Everything we do is available inside of the app, plus push notifications. Wow, it's gonna be hard to get through this stream.
What's happening there? Are you Kristaps Porzingis? Tingus Pingus?
Is he the dude that gave everybody? Is he the one that did the COVID thing and literally shut down the NBA?
Don't be racist.
What? What the fuck? What kind of a wild dot connection was that? What? Holy shit.
No, that was Rudy Gobert. Ooh,
Oh, that's right.
That's a sexy card.
No, listen, I've been traveling all week. The reason this show is on Thursday and not Tuesday is my real job. We have a big work event every year, once a year. It's 4 days, and I'm on the whole time. So it's been a very long couple of days.
It's
I got up.
cruise.
I got up at 3 a.m. Texas time to fly back home. So voice is gonna be a little shot.
Oh.
Isn't that fucking who is that? I don't want to say a name. Be called racist again.
Yeah, who is that, Angelo?
Is that Damon Blackshear?
Oh, Damon what shear?
Oh, was it? All right, good.
Damon what shear?
Everything we do is available
Is this a good card?
inside of the app, and you get push notifications. You got a push notification 15 minutes before this show started saying, hey, we're live in 15. Make sure you download the app, leave push notifications on.
Someone in chat, is this what we're looking for? These colorful ones like this? It wasn't the last card in the pack. That's why usually it's the last card in the pack. I don't know.
You know, Angelo
Cool
loves
card.
card openings.
We appreciate you, Tops. We appreciate you sending these.
Become a premium member on the website. It's the best way to support the boys, and it's quite literally the greatest value in this space. Before we move on, in the DraftKings video, what I started doing is just showing competitors' pricing to really put in perspective how little $10 is in this space. So, Jacob, we have a DraftKings simulator.
Is this some sort of fucking math equation I'm about to have to do?
No, just take a guess. We have a simulator. It's included in everything we do for $10. Take a guess what the Saber Sim simulator costs.
What the fuck is a Saber Sim simulator?
It's the exact same thing on somebody else's website. Take a guess what it costs.
Oh. Ooh.
You'll be wrong. You'll be wrong.
No, I'm getting this. Hold on. Let me look at you real quick. I'm just gonna say a number, okay? And you just say yes or no.
Dude,
okay?
we had a mentalist at our work thing that did this shit, and he got it.
Here we go.
Okay,
Look at me. Look in the camera.
Okay.
3.
No.
Now I'm just gonna say a couple random words, and I want you to stay looking at the camera. Damon Blackshear. What was that?
Because I didn't know how I was supposed to react. Do I say yes or no? Like, what do I do?
No, it wasn't. Yes, it wasn't. That's.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh boy. Yeah, that wasn't. You weren't supposed to. Oh boy, there.
My body was like, oh god.
Let's. I don't like this.
$100 is the answer. The answer was $100 for a single sport. If you want the premium package, just $300 a month. You can't compare this shit. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. And if you sign up now, this is the Unicorn Week. You're going to sign up now. You'll get UFC 315, 2 fight nights, and then UFC 316. Jacob just opened a Merab Davishvili card 12 seconds ago, and he is defending his belt in less than 4 weeks' time. So if you become a premium member now at WeWantPicks.com, you'll get all 4 of those events and everything that we offer. No packages, no tiers, no bullshit.
Oh, wow. Look who it is.
Jazzy. Ooh, good sign for Big Ange. And 315 is a pay-per-view week. I've already got a couple of letters from Thomas Rinker. If you want to send something to be opened, read, or eaten on the vlog, the address is P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 75078. Jacob, are you ready to break this card down? Rhetorical question. We're breaking it down.
Oh, I don't know if I am ready.
Well,
It does feel good. I will say it does feel good to be back. I feel like I'm myself once again, and I want to thank everyone because honestly, like when I put out that tweet, that fucking whatever that said I was like done for a little bit, I thought that was going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I mean, it was gonna be fucking bad. And the messages I received like immediately after that, like literally in the hundreds of messages, mostly on Instagram that I received, it was almost like instantly back. It was just like, so thank you guys for everyone that reached out. I saw literally every single message. I don't really respond to messages, but I saw all the supportive messages and stuff like that. So we'll find our way back, and I think it's going to be a great year.
Well, listen, I'm glad you're back, obviously.
And I also saw the messages, too, of people being like, oh, you fucking pussy, you fucking soft crybaby bitch. Like, you've never fucking had a moment in your life where you're like, oh, fuck, man, life kind of sucks right now. You want to act like you've never been in your room just fucking crying with your dick in your hand because you can't get it hard because you're so stressed out. Come on, we've all been there. I'm just a little bit more transparent than most people. And here we are. I was at the fucking low, and now we're back on top. So if you're there, if you're in that low, just fucking stick it out. I know that's what everyone says, but day by day, time after time.
My favorite video, I think I've sent it to you in the past, and I got to find it and send it to you when you're on an up. I can't send it to you when you're on a down. Have you seen this video? It's a girl crying to her camera like, what's the point? There's no reason to live. What am I doing? And then it's her again laughing hysterically. She goes, what a fucking drama queen.
No,
she's like,
I think I've seen it, yeah.
She's like, I'm fine. Like,
yeah, when you realize how trivial something is at some point or whatever.
It was like, it's
just hearing yourself or whatever.
Yeah, she just, like, the way she did it was just so funny because it was both sides of it were 100% authentic. Like, she was just at her worst and like, what a fucking drama
like,
queen.
In the world. That literally, I had that moment when I called the cops on myself. And I'm not even joking. There was a moment of like 10 seconds where all of a sudden I just went back to reality and I went, what the fuck is going on? I'm on the phone with fucking 911, right? What the fuck am I doing? And then it just went, woof, that feeling came rushing back. I was like, oh yeah. But Lily, I swear to God, there was a 10-second just complete like post-nut clarity where I was just like, what am I doing right now? And then went straight back into, oh, fucking die, get an ambulance here.
It's so funny. All right, let's go break this down. Minty's here. Minty says, hello. Honestly, Minty, that feels a little racist towards Asians, the way you wrote that out. But we appreciate you being here. And Minty, we got to think of a show for you to do. Minty's not doing the weigh-in shows anymore. We had an idea for a reality show, like a competition show regarding bets. We got to figure out something else
for some
show. Content.
Put like her in a room with some cameras on her or something?
There's a couch. No, like like people will join the show with a bankroll, and it's like just a reality show of like whose bankroll can last longer. She would host it. I don't know. These are just random ideas to best use her skill set.
I don't know what he's rambling.
She said an eating competition. Well, I win. $2 super chat from some of these aren't actual letters, and it says, "Oh, Billy, we appreciate you."
Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Do you even know what that's from?
Yeah, we've talked about this. I didn't until you've said it a million times over. Cable guy. All right.
There you go.
Let's go ahead and break down this card.
Steven.
Opening up the UFC 315 fight card, we have Brad Katona taking on Bekzat Almakhan. Brad Katona, 14-4 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off that very close loss to Jean Matsumoto. He's taking on Bekzat Almakhan.
Oh, bullshit.
11-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that loss to Umar Nurmagomedov, which was his UFC debut. Brad Katona, we've seen a few times. He's one of only, well, now there's 6 Canadians on this card, but we had 5 until the late edition for Benoit. But he's one of only a handful of Canadians on this card. But
What's your least favorite country?
Ooh, I don't have a least favorite country. Not on air, at least. Brad Katona is a 2-time Ultimate Fighter winner. He's an accomplished guy. He hasn't quite beaten those giant names. He hasn't really worked his way into any sort of rankings. But when he does, he moves. What the hell are we laughing at?
Like 4 people at once just go, India. Jesus.
Well, I mean, they are commenting that, but that's insane. Indians are wild supporters of our show because they gamble and they love sports. So I appreciate it.
Jesus.
Brad Katona, 2-time Ultimate Fighter
I think
winner.
mine would be Dagestan at this point. Fucking boring ass wrestlers.
That's just a tiny little country, too. It's easy to hate, meaning there's not billions of them retaliating against you. Listen, Brad Katona, damn it. He's won the Ultimate Fighter twice. He comes forward. He's got good striking. He's got good cardio. He's got good takedowns. He's not great at anything. Pretty good at most things. He is coming off that loss to Jeong Matsumoto where he was fast. He pressured forward. He landed a really nice elbow early, but was just not able to get it done. He's taking on Bekzat Almakhan. A very good fighter. He's got tight, dangerous striking, excellent offensive wrestling. He's smooth on his feet. He fires away in the pocket. As soon as his opponents are comfortable and they start kickboxing, that's when he'll transition to the takedowns. If they're not flowing with the kickboxing and striking, then he will choose to strike with them. His hands are dangerous as well. We saw that in his UFC debut when he dropped Umar Nurmagomedov basically instantly. That guy landed 5 strikes the entire fight. That's all he landed in that whole fight. And it was all he needed because he dropped Umar instantly, and it turned Umar into a Dagestani wrestler where he just took him down, held him down the rest of that fight. Here's the reality of this situation.
Fuck Dagestan.
Here's the reality of this situation. Bekzat is a favorite here. The line is closing, though. You can see he opened at minus 250. He's now minus 161. Even better odds at Bet Openly. But I understand it. He's very well-rounded. He's got good wrestling. He's got good striking. We saw the power. But he lost in his UFC debut. And I am sick, Jacob. I am sick of betting on and picking people who lose in their UFC debut, but they looked good. So then next time out, we did it. We fell into that trap with Roberto Romero. We fell into that trap with Jordan Vucenic. I'm done falling into that trap. Brad has won fights in an octagon. Brad has won the Ultimate Fighter 2 times. He's got skills. He moves forward. He makes things happen. Brad Katona is my pick. What are you doing with this fight, Jacob?
Yeah, I like Brad Katona as well because you just, like you pretty much already outlined, you know what you're getting. You know that you're getting a solid fighter. You know that you're getting somebody that can go a hard 15 minutes. You know that he can take a punch. You know that he can counter wrestle. He can offensive wrestle. He can defensive wrestle. You just know what you're getting. And when I'm watching this guy, Bekzat, what is it? I don't. Bekzat.
I'm just saying Bekzat, but I am not the authority on how to pronounce names.
Almakhan. Diaz, is it? When I'm watching Almakhan, I mean, yeah, he had that one shot versus Umar, and he's got the regional tape, but this is definitely a welcome to the UFC moment for Bekzat, because this isn't just some guy that's just kind of lingering around the UFC, that he is also this talent level of like kind of the regional people he's been fighting. Brad Katona is a UFC fighter. He is not the talent level of a regional fighter. He is a legit fighter. So if Almakhan comes in and smokes Brad Katona, I'll be incredibly impressed. But as a pick, I know what I'm getting with Brad Katona. Still some question marks against high-level competition. And Almakhan, what? Almakhan. And so I got to go Brad Katona just because, you know.
Wow. I actually have not looked at your picks this week, so I don't know where I know where you're at on a few because you made it well known.
Hey, bitch. I sat there.
Tiffany behind me? Because you're not talking to me like that.
I would talk about you before I would talk about her like that. I tell you that. I mean, there's no question about that. There's no way I'm fucking talking to her like that. So don't be looking around for Tiffany.
And it's not because
I don't even use that word around Tiffany.
Yeah. And he's not saying it because, like, oh, she's a woman.
She physically fucking abuses me.
He's terrified of her.
Fucking put hands on me. What'd you say? Don't you say that. I have 2 girls. You are not going to talk like that.
Her accent has loosened up since being with me. You know that is how she talked when we first met.
That's how she talks, Angelo. You're just used to it.
When we first met, the first conversation we ever had on the phone was like she was coming to Connecticut. She was at a friend's house, and I heard something. I said, "What was that?" She's like, "Coyotes." There's coyotes out in the field here. I was like, "Holy fuck! This is how you talk." But she lost that. Well, Jacob and I.
No, I was going to say, bitch. I sat front row at the Apex watching my guy Gene Matsumoto, who I'm a big Gene guy, and I thought he was just going to steamroll Brad Katona. And I watched that fight, and I was like, oh, God. Like, this is I mean, the way that Brad fought Gene is a very super well-rounded, very, very good fighter. And he went fucking toe-to-toe with Jeong Matsumoto, so that's why he's my pick.
Yeah, we're both on the Brad side. If we take a look at the DraftKings fantasy pricing, $7,600 for Brad as a dog. And if you watch my DraftKings fantasy video, I break it down. This dude scores points in that loss to Jean Matsumoto. A loss.
Ruth Langmore, yeah, that literally is.
That's
it's
the comparison that he
carbon
makes.
copy, yeah.
He scored.
If you're going to stop me, you're going to have to kill me.
He scored 56.
That's what Tiffany says when she's trying to vacuum during the middle of fights. I'm like, get out of here. If you want to stop me.
Anyway, Brad Katona is the pick. He will be in my DraftKings fantasy lineup. And if you want to check out what the optimizer has to say, what BetSam has to say, what Artem has to say, or the artificial intelligence, every single pick, bet, and tool is available right now, not just for UFC 315, but UFC 316 and the 2 fight nights in between. WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. We got a couple of super chats, including a monster. Let's
I
start.
wonder if we're going to pull a fucking auto tonight.
Oh, here's the Billy. $1.99 from David Rios. I'm glad Angelo beat AIDS. All right.
Wow, I missed that
Kicked
announcement.
it.
Last I heard
Yeah,
was,
kicked it. You see I'm putting the weight back on? Post-AIDS
Last I
weight.
heard it was not looking good.
Sebastian Flarot. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Wallaburton. What does this mean?
What the Halliburton, you dumb bitch.
Why would I know what that is? Thank you for the super chat. And then a massive $100 donation from OG supporter Riff Raff. Jacob is back, baby. It's a sign of a cash typhoon for We Want Picks at UFC Montreal. And Radtke is going to put Malott to sleep. Welcome back, Mr. Lines. Listen, I picked Malott. I've got a bet going on Radtke, though.
I messaged
Thank
Mr.
you,
Radtke on the gram today. Little pep
Did
talk.
he respond?
Not yet.
Did he respond when he was lock of the week?
Blood. Brother. Bride. Yeah, he must have he's watched the videos before because he said because in my lock of the week breakdown I said blood brother. He's like I'm glad I got you on board that blood brother pride or something like that.
Dude, that sounds like a gang motto or like cutting up sheets on the weekends.
Well, he said that somebody's going to have to pay for booing the national anthem.
He's just holding that grudge from the hockey game. Thank you, Riff Raff. Next up at UFC 315, we have Daniel Santos stepping up on somewhat short notice, taking on Jeong Lee. Daniel Santos, 11-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is on a 2-fight win streak, taking on Jeong Lee, also 11-2 in his career. Also 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that knockout loss, though, to Hyder Amel. Daniel Santos, I mentioned, stepping up on short notice. He's an old-school shoot-a-box style striker. He plots forward, he's got the tight hands, and then when he hits the pocket, it's just absolute chaos, swinging for the fences, trying to take somebody's head off. Daniel Santos fights like the rest of that team. He's got good striking. He's very aggressive. If he gets taken down, he's got good jiu-jitsu, but he will play the guard game. Instead of working his way back up and creating scrambles, he'll hang out on his back. He is coming off that canceled fight with Davy Grant a few months ago. He's taking on Jeong Lee. Jeong Lee's a well-rounded fighter. He's explosive, powerful, confident, and technical. He has a loose striking style that he manages with range as well. He's got solid takedowns and good grappling. He's very long for this division, and he uses his length well by walking people down. He can be hittable, though, because of those low hands, and we saw that when Hyder Amel put him out. Daniel Santos, I mentioned, short notice. It's about 2 weeks, nothing too dramatic. And when you see the original opponent on Lee's side, unfortunately for Lee, this is a very different fight. Jeong Lee had an easier fight first go around. Santos is a shoot-a-box guy. He's going to come forward, insane aggression. You're going to have to weather that early storm. The odds early on, and you can see here, Daniel Santos was a good-sized favorite. It has full flipped. Jeong Lee is now the favorite. I am picking Jeong Lee for the record.
Thanks to Sam.
When I filmed this video 4, 5, 6 days ago, whatever the hell it was, you'll see I picked him when he was a dog. I'm still riding that train. I'll take the full camp over a short notice shoot-a-box guy who will be dangerous early, but will fade, and if he gets taken down, won't have much to offer. Jeong Lee is the pick, and Jacob is right. BetSam might have moved that line with all the action he was throwing on Lee. Jacob, What do you think?
Yeah, Jeong Lee's a fucking asshole, dude. I mean, this guy fucking nobody was higher on the Korean Tiger, Jeong Lee, than me going into that Hyder fight. I'm like, guys, Hyder's just a fucking punching bag. He's a tough dude, but this guy, Jeong Lee, he's got the fucking almost like the old school, like the Conor karate stance. He's a sniper with the hands. He showed that he can defend takedowns and do all that stuff as well. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, this guy Hyder doesn't stand a fucking chance. And then this asshole Jeong Lee goes in there and just starts fucking just brawling out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing right now? Just just going fucking bananas in there. And I think what happened was he landed a right hand that he thought hurt Hyder. So then he just like went into like kill mode and he just fucking like he just could not fucking stop himself. That fucking asshole. Daniel Santos, another guy that can get chinned, but he's he is an aggressive fighter. When he does get hurt, the scrambles he's able to initiate on the ground, I think that's what's going to be the difference here. Listen, my play on this fight is both these guys are such pressure fighters. I think there's going to be a finish. It could be early. Both these guys get dropped. I know they can recover. They're tough dudes, but in a fight like this when they're both just trying to kill each other, it feels like there's going to be a finish unless Jeong Lee really calms himself down from that last fight, which I guess could happen. But in a pressure versus pressure fight, I think Daniel Santos is going to be able to be the one moving forward. And in that situation, I just don't think Jeong Lee is the same fighter, back against the fence as he is being the aggressor with that space to be able to throw those counter strikes, draw out the counter strikes, and strike from the middle. So Jeong Lee is a little bit different with his back against the fence. I think Daniel Santos is going to put his back against the fence. But I'm not betting either one of these guys. I can't trust either one of these guys. I just think that somebody finishes somebody. So that's my play on it. But as a pick, I'm at Daniel Santos.
Yeah, listen, I don't hate the Daniel Santos pick. Like I thought this was, I have confidence levels. If you go to the website, you'll see the confidence levels. I had low. I picked Lee and I had it at low. The short notice is definitely a factor. And the fact that the shooter box guys.
Bullshit.
The fact that the
bullshit. I'm sorry, Angelo. I got to call you on that one. Bullshit.
And the fact that the shooter box guys will just accept being taken down.
Those guys work hard. What you're suggesting right now is that he doesn't work hard.
No, I'm suggesting that when you take down a shooter box guy, they chill. Unless it's
you're saying that he's going to get tired because he hasn't been working hard. Only 2 weeks to get in shape.
He took this on short notice.
So you are suggesting he doesn't work hard.
I am. Jacob and I, you know what? I got a bunch of bet openly money now. So you want to keep running your mouth? Happy to go heads up.
I still got like $2,000 in there that I haven't touched because you've been broke for 6 months.
I got a bunch in there. I hit that 10-1. I hit a 10-1 significant strike parlay on Bet Openly, and we're roaring back. I put $100 on it, won 1,000. So
this is Angelo if he fucking worked as hard as fucking Guru's working. That could be you right there.
It could be. It could be. I could own an island.
Testosterone, once you start working out, can help you grow some fucking facial hair.
You'll lose your head hair, though.
What are you talking about? Are you fucking... Was that a real sentence?
Yes.
Working out makes you lose your hair.
No, taking testosterone.
I didn't say take testosterone. I said fucking fucking get your heart rate up fucking 130 for once in your life.
You didn't say get your heart rate up.
And it generates testosterone. That's what I'm talking about. Just natural testosterone. You can get fucking
almost
hair
everybody at the jiu-jitsu gym I go to is on TRT.
Freaking bullshit.
Everybody. Okay. Oh, I almost wore the Belal shirt for this. The Young LA Belal shirt. The only reason I didn't is because JD, you're all over JDM, and I was like, all right, it's Jacob's first show back. I'm not gonna fucking goad him with this shirt.
Look like a fucking retard and not yourself.
Daniel Santos is Jacob's pick. Jeong Lee is my pick. We are split here. I don't know what to do as far as money is concerned. I know Bet Sam's got some bets on the board with some wild odds on them. If you're able to hop on those, congratulations. If you want to check out every single bet that we offer, every pick, every tool, everything that we do is available on the website. One package, no tiers, no bullshit. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member.
Rusty
at the
boy,
top.
chill in the back seat. I fucking killed it last week, dumbass.
Jacob had a phenomenal week last week. He wasn't on camera, but the bets were on the board, and they slapped.
Listen. I might fucking, at some point just fucking hang myself. But I guarantee the bets that I place later that night, even when I'm doing that, are still going to fucking hit. I'm not going to fuck up my bets. You know what I mean? I don't care what headspace I'm at. I've been fucking killing the bets with the Pacers bets and fucking other NBA bets. I'm never going to fuck up my money. You know what I mean?
All right, well, I'll agree with half that statement. Connor Souls, $9.99. The GOATs. Fuck you, Jacob. Y'all play... Why did he say that to you? That's interesting. Y'all play any video games by chance? If not, y'all got a top 5 pound for pound of all time for video games. Love y'all. Dude, Connor, way to derail this whole thing. Listen, I haven't played video games in a million years. I'll give you my top 5 as quick as humanly possible. Any of those Nintendo 64 WCW games. Boom. Crash Bandicoot on original PlayStation. Bang. Street Fighter 2 Alpha on Super Nintendo. Bang. Then that first Call of Duty where you like stormed the beach and really it opened everybody's eyes.
Hello. All right,
how many people do you think were like, we need Jacob back, we need Jacob back?
Oh, they
and
fucking
then,
regret
and
it
now
now.
you're back and they're like, fuck, dude.
They fucking regret it now. Did you give your, are you done with your video games?
I didn't do a fifth one, but go ahead.
Pokemon, number 1. Easy. Everyone loved Pokemon. Number 2, gotta be Parappa the Rapper. You ever play Parappa the Rapper?
I don't remember, but I
PlayStation?
know they told you him
Check
and Earl.
and turn the signal to the left. I mean, that what a game. And I never beat that game. Number 3, Spyro. I played Spyro.
Spyro the Dragon's good.
And that was back before there was fucking memory cards for PlayStation. So you just had to start from the beginning every single time and get as far as you could. Number 4 has got to be Madden for me. Madden was a big part of my life. I used to run a Madden forum like way back in the day. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun with fucking Madden. And then obviously Call of Duty, best Call of Duty of all time, Black Ops 2 would probably be number 5. There you go.
All right. There we go. And then a $10 super chat from Asao Moreira. If you two had to do a 3-leg parlay for UFC 315, what would it be? God. These are Russian rubles? What's the R? How
Natalia
much is this?
Silva, Jose Aldo, and Navajo Sterling.
There you go. That's not a bad parlay at all.
That
and then
is
another
one of my premium plays.
Okay, Jesus Christ. You just bought it with 10 rubies. Johnny Castaneda, Jacob is a GOAT. Glad to see you back. Smiling, bud. Could have used your lock of the week last week. No, you're better off that didn't.
Yeah, it was good. I'll be honest, guys. There was no official one, and I didn't really look into it, obviously, and it was probably going to be Daniel Marcos if it was going to be anybody, and he almost pulled that shit out, but
not really.
He almost. I mean, that was more competitive than the score showed.
Johnny Castaneda, thank you for the super chat. Next up at UFC 315, we got Marc-Andre Barriault taking on Bruno Silva. Marc-Andre Barriault, 16-9 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on a 3-fight losing skid. He's taking on Bruno Silva, 23-12 in his career, 1-4 in his last 5 on a 4-fight losing skid. Marc-Andre Barriault, pretty well-rounded guy, decent kickboxing, decent takedowns, good jiu-jitsu, typically looking to press you forward, wear you down on the feet. He's got impressive striking volume with almost 6 significant strikes landed per minute, but he's also hit with more than 5. So the dude is getting hit almost as much as he's hitting other people. He's not crazy powerful, but he is busy enough. He's tough enough. He'll grind out some wins. He's taking on Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva is supposed to be a heavy-handed striker. He's got decent BJJ. He can knock your head off at any moment. We saw that in the Brad Tavares fight. Although he does have those good hands and hits like a truck, he also is very hittable himself and has a negative striking differential. He can be hot and cold in his fights, and as of late, he has been ice cold with that 4-fight losing skid. There was a point in time where Bruno Silva was a guy or about to be a guy. When he went toe-to-toe with Alex Pereira, didn't get knocked out, didn't rely on wrestling. Then, a couple losses in a row. Bounces back with the Brad Tavares win, and now 4 losses in a row. Obviously, I mentioned Marc-Andre Barriault is also on a 3-fight losing skid, but their losses are very different. Marc-Andre is losing to people who are better than him. He lost to Chris Curtis, a very good fighter. He lost to post-hair transplant, I believe, Joe Pfeiffer. Very good fighter. Bruno Silva's just losing left and right. You got the eye poke excuse with a 40-year-old came back from a broken leg, Chris Weidman. But other than that, Bruno Silva's just losing, and he seems to have lost his passion for this fight game. He doesn't seem the same person. You can literally see it physically in his body. I'm going Marc-Andre here, and there might be somewhat of a discount because of what we've got going on. I didn't update the odds correctly on the slide. Marc-Andre is a minus 140 favorite, not a minus 220. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, good fucking luck.
What?
Good fucking luck.
I picked
buddy.
Marc-Andre.
Yeah, good fucking luck, buddy.
Okay.
Good fucking luck with either one of these guys, honestly. Angelo.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in this fight. You got a guy that's been knocked out flat cold the last two fights. You got one guy that looks like he doesn't even give a shit about fighting anymore. There was no tenacity in his last fight. I have to imagine that Marc-Andre in the effort category is going to give more effort in this fight. Is that going to matter? Is he going to get knocked out cold because of his effort? Maybe. I have no idea. But I'm going Marc-Andre Barriault because at least I know he's going to give a shit. So if the fight turns sloppy, whatever, he can turn on that power bar fucking aura, whatever it was, and kind of drown a guy like Bruno Silva. But he's been getting put out, and Bruno Silva tends to put people out when he does fucking win fights. So I'm going Marc-Andre. He honestly could look like one of the best value on the card when it's all said and done. We might look back on this and be like, of course we should have bet Marc-Andre, but he's going to be my pick. If you guys are playing like 4 or 5 leg parlays, I think you add Marc-Andre. I think he's worth kind of that play. Maybe like a minus 3.5 could be an interesting play for Marc-Andre because if he wins, it feels like he's going to fucking just kind of drown Bruno Silva, but I'm picking him, but yeah, it is what it is. What's the fuck's Bet Sam saying?
He's bitching about my dog crying. Sorry, he's old and fucking
No, I get. I mean,
has
that's
dementia.
no, but I mean, stay on him about that because it kind of ruins my night too.
The dog, he's losing it. The dog's losing his shit, and now he's on like $200.
Let him lose it in the street.
$200 a month medicine to prevent what's happening right now, and it's not preventing it. Dog's an absolute mess. I texted Tiff. What the fuck's she doing? Honestly.
Yeah, bitch.
I said, get your dog.
Hey, shake a leg, woman.
I think she did. He shut up.
Shake a leg, woman.
He's at it again. Did you make a pick? Oh, you picked Marc-Andre. There it is. We're both on the Marc-Andre side. $8,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. I don't know if I'm going to touch that. That is a little sketchy because of the fact that Jacob mentioned he's been knocked out a couple of times. Bruno Silva still possesses that knockout power. But I imagine if Bruno doesn't get it done early, it's not getting done. So I'm on the Marc-Andre side. If you do want to check out any picks, any bets, any tools, the artificial intelligence, the DraftKings Optimizer, every single thing that we do.
Who would have known hobbits hate dogs? Yeah, it is weird that Angelo, if he was in the wild, he wouldn't even be able to survive without a dog killing food for him, and now he hates dogs.
Who hates dogs? Me?
You're the hobbit.
I'm the biggest hobbit that's ever existed.
Jump off out of that chair and let's see them hairy toes.
You know what? I am going to go feed this dog. I'm going to go feed the dog. You open a few cards, big man.
All right, here we go, guys. I'm actually on the last 1, 2, 3, 4. On the last fucking 5 packs here on the last box. Do you guys know, are any of these going to be numbered ever? The green holographics. I know there's some card people in here. I don't think any of these are numbered. Is it normal to get fucking... Do they have numbered cards and tops? Because I just bought 5 fucking boxes. $30 a fucking box. And I don't have a single numbered card, but I have a bunch of the green holographics. That's like all I've fucking gotten. Someone fucking let me know. Like the stream if you haven't already. Anybody got any questions or anything? We got a Pedro Munoz. We got a... Oh! Speak of the fucking devil. Mr. Superman Katona himself. In the fucking flesh.
We got a Jasmine Jasudavicius and a Brad Katona. Only good vibes.
And a Shevchenko and a...
Rick Solica. Whoops. Why are these pinning weird? What the hell happened? $2 super chat from Rick. We appreciate you. Hold on.
What are you doing?
Right, there we go. The super chat was pinning weird. All right. Let's move
I
forward.
pinned you a little bit weird, huh?
Okay, that's weird. Next up, at UFC 315, we have young prospect Navajo Stirling taking on Ivan.
Hair transplant. Navajo Stirling.
Did he really?
Yep.
He just fought. He already is back after getting a hair transplant?
No, I'm just making it up, and I'm just fucking making it
Oh, you
up,
made it up.
and actually, he's thinking about pulling out of the fight because he forgot that he got a hair transplant, and now he can't fight because his head's bleeding. Made it all up,
I mean, maybe. Yeah. That's something you would
No,
do.
he got a hair transplant. He's good to go, dude.
All right. Hey, I think the hair transplant dudes have been winning. Joe Pyfer got it done.
Oh!
Damon Jackson got it done immediately after the hair
might be an
transplant.
actual decent one.
Hamzat Shimaev. Anyway, we got Navajo Stirling 6-0 in his very young MMA career, and he's coming off his first UFC win. He's taking on Ivan Erslan. 14-4 in his MMA career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. Navajo Stirling is very young in the MMA career, but he is a combat sport veteran, a former kickboxer who has transitioned over here. As a kickboxer, he does a lot of things that you would expect him to do. Good combinations. He'll work in kicks. He'll invest in the body early. Not a ton of volume on his side, but he is making the strikes be meaningful, be impactful, doing stuff. If he's in the pocket, he's throwing up heavy knees. The question will always be about his grappling and the takedown defense. So far, he did get taken down 3 times that last fight. He's taking on Ivan Erslan. Ivan Erslan's a powerful striker. He can end your night with just one single punch. He'll alternate between technical, hanging out on the outside, or just being in the pocket, bombing away, trying to be a bully. He likes to plot forward. He'll explode on the counters. If he has you in trouble, he is unrelenting. You're not going to see much in the way of offensive grappling, but he did lock in a single round in his loss against Cutelaba. This is another situation where... Why are we doing an Eddie Murphy laugh while I'm talking?
Someone said your hat stands for
Dude, this isn't... Aren't you fat? Aren't you fat, Icy Rocks? Aren't you fat? Am I thinking of the wrong person? I think he calls into the call. I must be thinking of the wrong person. But if I'm thinking of the right person, you're going to call me fat when you're also fat?
Aren't you fat?
That's friendly fire. There's friendly fire coming from Icy Rocks.
I'm
What
not
the fuck
fat,
is this?
dumbass, he says.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person. Well, fuck you then. You're banned. You're not fat, but you're banned. Listen,
He says I wrestled in college. Like, that fucking matters. Look
so
at
what?
Angelo.
Yeah, go look at gold medalist Rulon Gardner and tell me if that fucking. Come to Dallas, I'll fucking smoke your little
Name
ass.
sounds made up.
You fucking chubby bitch. Rulon Gardner? It's an American Olympic
Rowan
gold
Gardner?
medalist.
Rowan Gardner, you're
got
up.
it. Got it, Hosa.
Float it.
That every time I watch Rookie of the Year, that's the movie. Every time I watch that, it is quite literally that and Mighty Ducks, one of the best sports movies ever.
Oh, it's so
like
perfect.
they're perfect.
Like,
They're literally
the way
perfect.
they built every storyline,
Yeah.
the little side characters and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's beautiful, man.
Mighty Ducks.
The
is too, one
casting
and
was,
two.
I mean, the casting of both of those were absolutely fucking. And
Yeah,
I
those
was
are
like, Emilio, you'll never guess, Emilio Estevez.
We went from Jacob at 10% to Jacob at
was like,
110%.
Emilio. What's that from?
I know. Oh, I know that night. Okay. Listen, here's your life lesson. I gave you one earlier with Brad Katona saying, how many times are we going to pick and bet on people after a loss in their debut because they look good on short notice? Similar story here. Navajo Stirling, yes, he came off of that win in the UFC. We've seen it. But the dude was a minus 1,000 favorite. Squeaked out a decision. He was taken down 3 times. I do think Navajo wins because I think this is striker versus striker, and I think he's the better striker. But I will caution just a smidge. I would be careful. I wouldn't throw Navajo in 38 different parlays. I do think he gets it done. I'm fairly confident in that because I think Ivan's going to come in here bombing away, and Navajo's just going to be faster, cleaner, and more technical. So the pick is Navajo, but I'd keep it light. What do you think, Jacob?
I know a lot of people are trying to hate on Navajo for that performance. And I know, like, watching it live, I think, because Angel, I don't know if you would agree or disagree with this stat. I'm going to throw a number at you. It's going to be a big number, so prepare yourself. But let me know if you agree, if you disagree with this number, okay? I would say that about 95% of the peoples in this chat, in the comments, in the views, don't rewatch fights. They just go based on what they believe in their mind happened at the time. That's why we always say a lot of times when we're breaking down fights, especially me, go rewatch that fight and let me know. Because I know a lot of people live watching that last Navajo fight were like, oh, shit. This guy isn't what we thought he was. Couldn't get the finish. It's fucking Tokos, whatever the fuck his name is. Can't even get the finish on this guy. He's an undefeated guy. I can't wait to fade him, whatever. I don't think this is the fight. I think eventually there's going to be a time to fade Navajo. I think they knew what they were doing when they scheduled this guy, Ivan, because he's a chinny guy. He can get put out. And I know that he was taking down Stirling, but he actually defended 6 takedowns. And when he was taken down, he was never really in any trouble. He knew how to stay safe, get back to his feet. And in the striking, he showed that he can do that for 15 minutes. I mean, he was moving forward for 15 minutes trying to put that guy out. He just fucking Turcos, couldn't put the guy out. But I think that eventually Navajo, his skills won't continue to translate versus better competition. I don't think Ivan's it. I think this a matchup where Navajo's going to be able to bring that forward pressure. Ivan's going to take a shot or take a chance when the striking, get hit. That's when the shot's probably going to come. Navajo has shown in those situations he can kind of sprawl out, and then he's just going to be all over him. So I like Navajo. I don't like him, a fucking good-looking guy with the hair transplant, though. He's looking good.
So we're both on the Navajo Stirling side. We're both going to trust that a striker versus striker, and he should be the better striker. He is $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy. If you believe in the hands, you believe in the striking, you believe in the kickboxing, then he should be worth that salary, as Jacob messaged. After love. I can feel it turns inside myself.
I really don't think it's strong enough, no.
Oh.
You better live in life after love.
That's Cher. I know Cher.
She's Canadian.
Is she really?
Isn't she? No, it's
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think she's
Celine.
Canadian.
I think it's,
yeah,
I think Celine is Canadian.
It's Celine Dion. Anyway, Navajo Sterling's the pick, and we have a ton of other picks and bets and tools on the website.
Someone said Angelo really shut that dog up. Jesus.
Tied his mouth.
Fucking...
It's just for food.
You shouldn't do that.
I know they can't breathe and they'll die. That's not what I did. I just gave them food.
Just so you know, you shouldn't shake the baby. Don't. You shouldn't. You're saying don't shake the baby. Don't. It's bad. Just don't. Some moms get frustrated and you shouldn't shake the baby.
Dude, it was No. What?
You don't know what that's from? If you guys know in the chat what that's from, I feel like I played that fucking perfect.
Is it from that Seth Rogen movie?
No.
Then I don't know. Well, when we left the hospital with Avery, my oldest, they made us watch Don't Shake the Baby videos. I had to watch them before we leave.
Not the mama.
Like, we don't trust you.
Not the mama.
Watch this video.
Desmo got it. It's The Office. It's when they're Kelly's got her boyfriend that's the pediatric guy, and they're talking to Pam and Jim and the whatever, and he leans out of his closet office, and he's like, just so you know, don't shake the baby. And Pam's like, don't shake the baby. He's like, yeah, some moms get frustrated and they want to, but you shouldn't. And then Pam goes, thanks, Ryan. We won't shake the baby. And he's like, because he wanted to chime in. Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember the office closet. $10 super chat from Jared Staples. Bro, why weren't you here? He spelled here with his ears. Last week was your meat flap sore from the horrible lock of the week. JK, we missed you. Dude, what?
What was the... I don't remember what the lock of the week was. Oh, it was fucking... Yeah, he got smoked.
Roberto Romero.
Yeah.
We all fell into the trap. That was the life lesson we learned earlier for Bekzat. We all fell into the trap of a guy looks good in his UFC debut, lost on short notice. Cotton Body said, Angelo looks like the critic. This one actually bothered me. Do you know who the critic is? is John Lovitz as a cartoon in the 90s. He was just fucking fat as shit.
I remember that too, because obviously he's got like one of the most recognizable voices. So you see the character and he fucking, oh shit,
dude. What's with all the fat stuff? Kenny Power says, Angelo, you're obese. Josh was on this stream last Sunday and specifically said, you're not fat, you're a big dude. And you can trust, you can't trust Jacob. Josh has no dog in the make fun of Angelo fight. Jacob does, because like $1.99 from Double A. All the hate Jacob was getting last week was vomit.
Last weekend? I fucking killed it last weekend.
They don't know. I mean, I bragged about it, but they don't know. Let's move on. Next up, at UFC 315, we have Modestas Bukauskas taking on Yeong Cutelaba in what might be fight of the night. Modestas Bukauskas is 17-6 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's riding a 2-fight win streak. He's taking on Yeong Cutelaba, 19-10 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, also riding back-to-back wins. Modestas Bukauskas, pretty versatile striker. He's dangerous on his feet. He can be a bit low volume, which is why he's got a negative striking differential, but he has all the tools to be successful in the UFC. He has a 71% takedown defense, typically mostly a striker, though. He is coming off that knockout win over Rafael Sequeira, where he moved forward and landed clean. He's taking on Yeong Cutelaba. This guy started his career as a grappler, knocked out a few people, and now he's chasing knockouts in a phone booth. He is a feast or famine kind of guy. He'll chase a stoppage, potentially get stopped while doing it. He is pretty good on the ground. He racks up tons of takedowns. They're a little sloppy, but he's strong enough to get it going. He is coming off that submission win over Erslan. Breaking down a Cutelaba fight is always tricky because he is wildly dangerous, but also very chinny, very finishable. So if I look at this from the more dangerous guy situation, that's going to be Yeong. Yeong's definitely the more dangerous guy. If I look at it, who's the better, more technical fighter, who's more well-rounded, it's got to be Modestas. So if Modestas can weather an early storm, I think he wins this fight, and I do think he's going to do that. The pick is going to be Modestas. I have not placed this bet yet. I got to check out the odds. But I was considering an inside-the-distance decisional action on Yeong, but he is a finishable dude, so it's kind of a risky bet. But I have a weird feeling that this might be just boring and suck, because some of Yeong's fights do that. What do you think, Jacob? And some of Modestas. What do you think, Jacob?
What's your, what would you say your favorite cloud formation is?
Cumulus Nimbus.
Listen, Cutelaba wins this fight. First round, whatever it is, big knockout, gets a takedown, TKO, whatever. I'm not going to be crazy surprised, right? He's got all the abilities in the world. He's just kind of a wild dude. And he's starting to tame that back down and go back to his wrestling roots. But he showed in his last fight that even if he is getting takedowns and control in the first round, even if he's hurting a guy, if this extends past the first round, he is going to slow down. And Modestas is a guy that, yeah, he can get taken down, but he knows what he's doing on the ground. So even if Cutelaba comes in, wrestles balls to the wall, I think Modestas is going to be able to make him work, not get finished on the ground in the first round. And then once it gets out of the first round, if Cutelaba did bring the wrestling game plan in, I think he's going to be gassed, swinging really heavy, and then you might be able to see Modestas kind of use his offensive wrestling and grappling in his own right as well to maybe win this fight on the ground, TKO, whatever. But the longer this fight goes, it's going to favor a guy like Modestas. He's a more tactical striker. He should be able to do enough defensively on the ground and not get finished, and he might flip the script and try to wrestle the wrestler. I mean, Modestas got decent takedowns as well. The fuck are you laughing at? Go ahead.
Dude, this is just not a flattering shirt. Angelo looks like an overcast sky. Like, it's just not a flattering shirt. Like, it's on me for wearing it. Like, it is what it is.
The whole ass sky.
Dude, it's on me. It's on. This is an Old Navy undershirt, but it's wildly comfortable. I'm like, all right, it's a white t-shirt. We're good. And apparently not, because people do not love it. Sorry.
I'm going Modestas.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ending there. We're both on the Modestas side. He is now the underdog, slight underdog, but now the underdog. This is a tough fight to bet on because it could go all directions.
God
the fuck are you laughing at?
I was trying to think of something funny about Old Navy. I was like, Fat Navy, and then he said Old Gravy. I literally was seeing this. The second you said Old Navy, I'm like, something's got to work with that. And then he said, fucking Old Gravy.
Is it Old Navy? I don't know. Whatever. I had to buy a couple of undershirts before
that collar can stretch farther than what it's already at, and not at its fucking limits.
All right. I don't know what the dude. Last week everybody's like, "Thanks for being here, Ange. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ange." And then now Jake is back. It's like, look at this fat loser.
You know what it is? What's this movie? Attitude reflect leadership, Captain. If you don't know that one, I'll leave. I'm never coming back. Attitude reflect leadership. He says, now see, that's the sorriest attitude I ever heard. Attitude reflect leadership, Captain. Yeah, you don't know. That's really bad.
No, it's a sports movie. I can't remember if is it the one with the one with Denzel? It's Remember the Titans? Is it Remember the Titans?
That's what's happening in the chat. Attitude reflect leadership. That's my leadership.
What kind of fucking trash leadership is that? It's just hate. It's hate. It's not leadership. Modestas is the boys' pick. $8,000 in DraftKings Fantasy. Whatever side you're on, don't let us convince you otherwise. Just throw that side in your DraftKings Fantasy. If Ewan wins, it's going to be with grinding or knocking. If Modestas wins, it's likely...
Say that again now.
Grinding or knocking. Takedowns or a knockout.
Can I get that in the sentence again?
If Ewan wins, it's going to be grinding or knocking.
Oh.
Huh? Okay. You can check out every pick, every bet, every tool right now at WeWantPicks.com. Not just for UFC 315, but all the way out to UFC 316 with the 2 fight nights in between.
Damn, you got ED?
I do not. No. Where would you have heard my wife say that? You know what somebody commented? Dude, people are getting fucking weird. Somebody commented on last week. I don't know if it was the bet video, some video last week, and it said, I saw Angelo on my Ring camera stealing my Amazon package. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's not even a fat joke. That's just like, what the fuck, dude? It made no. I saw like, it was like, what are we doing? Just shaking it, smelling it, wondering if there's food. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Just so.
Why did you steal the package?
Did you see? I'm assuming you saw that tweet that I put on Instagram.
What?
I'm gonna read it. This is a tweet I put on Instagram, and it's funny because I got this tweet right
you were
before.
in Jory King's kitchen last night making a grilled cheese sandwich.
He's making them at night. That's a Down syndrome joke. So I sent this tweet. Because last week we did the show with Bet Sam, but it was also a hybrid call-in show.
I've got a message from Minty. 1 second, please.
Are you going to read it out loud?
1 second, please. I'm absorbing this message. Please. Beautiful siblings, insider trading and money laundering. Oh. They're puppies. And their names are insider trading and money laundering.
Oh, that's funny. How do you call them? Insider. Listen. So I tweeted the thumbnail.
Say that again?
Jesus, shut up.
Say that again, real quick.
Insider. Oh, I tweeted the thumbnail from last week's video because it was gonna be a call-in show, and this guy replies to it. Stupid, fat, bald-headed bitch just shut down the show without Jacob. You effing suck balls. He's been carrying you on his back for years. You're just a dumb, smelly transgender cunt. That's the reply. And it's so extreme that I was like, all right, that's funny. I don't care. So
read that again real quick. Let me absorb that again real quick. Let me lock into this. Read it one more time. And read it in whatever voice you think whatever accent you think they would have said that in.
This is an American basement.
I know, but give me something. Give me like a twang. Give me something. Just picture that person in your mind and read it the way they would read it in their cadence, in their tone.
I can't do it. If I could do a real bad Pennsylvania accent, this motherfucker
What
lives
the
in
fuck is a
meth
Pennsylvania
country.
accent?
Oh, it has its own accent. Meth country, Pennsylvania. You ever watch Mar of Easttown? That fucking accent. That accent.
Well,
Yes.
just read it like you
Okay,
wrote
I'll
it.
do Southern.
Read it like you wrote
Okay.
it. Like there's passion in it.
Oh, if I wrote it.
There you go.
You stupid, fat, bald-headed bitch. Just shut down that show without Jacob. You effing suck balls. He's been carrying you on his back for years. You're just a dumb, smelly, transgender cunt. That's how he said. And the funniest part is he said all those horrible things,
No
but he did write effing. He wouldn't write that word. Of all the words, he wrote effing. Anyway, so I got that before dinner. We went out to dinner with Tiffany and
this is like a story.
Almost. And so I show it to Tiff, and she was cracking up laughing. And then she was explaining to some of the people at dinner, and they're like, "That doesn't bother you?" I was like, "That doesn't bother me." I was like, "The ones that are kind of real do." So the one that said Angelo looks like the critic, it's like, fuck. That bothers me a little bit. Because, a little bit.
It's close.
I can see it.
Someone fucking an hour behind in the podcast just said, Spyro.
All right. Gucci Gill said, guys, I found out today I'm going to have my third child. If it's a boy, I'm naming him Anderson Dean Hill. Glad you're back, Jacob. I'm all in on JDM, bro. Congratulations, Gucci.
Congratulations to Gucci Gill. It must be a great situation to be able to willingly, freeingly, consensually put your penis in a woman whenever you would kind of please, whenever she's in the mood, whenever. We appreciate those moments. Congratulations to you to have that.
All right. Congratulations, Gucci.
Speaking.
Jay Money says, confidence levels for the fights. Go to the website, pal. We got confidence levels there. Next up, at UFC 315, we got Jessica Andrade taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jessica Andrade, 26-13 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5. She's coming off that decision loss to Natalia Silva. She's taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius, 13-3 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She is riding a 4-fight win streak. This should be a pretty simple breakdown. Jessica Andrade, former world champion. And she got there by straight up being a bully, literally picking up Rose Namajunas, dumping her on her head. Jessica Andrade isn't technical. She's not great at anything, but she is strong. She is tough. She's not afraid to fight. She'll move forward. She'll bomb away. Her takedown defense has been questionable in the past, but she's insanely strong. She can defend some with pure strength, and she is pretty tough. If she ends up on top somehow, she'll just start pounding away looking for a finish. She is coming off that loss to Natalia Silva, where Natalia was just too good of a striker, too clean, played the outside really well. Jasmine Jasudavicius is a wrestler, an actual wrestler, not an MMA wrestler, not somebody who turned into a wrestler later. She started her life as a wrestler, then came over to MMA, which is why her takedowns are clean, which is why she has great scrambles, which is why she's got good pressure.
Early 20s, though. It wasn't like 12 years old.
I thought she wrestled through high school.
No, she went to. She was gonna be a firefighter or something, and then did something, and then she ended up going to some gym or something. Because she started late.
Well, she was a wrestler before MMA, I guess is the point I'm making.
That was her. I think that she just, when she started MMA, I think she just really kind of fell in love with wrestling, if I remember right.
Jasmine has great scrambles. What?
I imagine you're a little bit worried now.
Not even a little bit. Jasmine has great scramble.
Right.
Oh, shit. Didn't mean to pin it. Meant to unstart it. Jasmine has great scrambles. She'll move forward. She'll shoot the takedown. She'll hang out on top. Jasmine is actually going to be my pick here. I think it's a pretty straightforward fight. I think Jessica's going to be dangerous on the feet. Jasmine will get the takedowns, and she'll ride it out on top. There was an interview that Jacob keeps sending to me where Jasmine said, maybe we'll hang out in the phone booth and slug it out.
I don't think it was maybe. I think it was, that's going to happen.
I just don't think that's going to happen. I think she will shoot the takedowns because maybe she does strike it out for a little bit, gets a taste of that power, and then starts shooting a takedown. Ooh, felt it. I need to get out of here. Shoots that takedown. So Jasmine's going to be the pick. This is by far the best fighter she has fought, unless you're including Natalia Silva, who she ended up losing to. I'm going with Jasmine. I'm riding with Jasmine here. The line is interesting because you see it open at minus 400. She's minus 320 now. It went real low. Like she was minus 2s the other day, and it's working its way back up.
I can't remember how to do this. God.
Jasmine is my pick. Jacob, tell us why you're going with Justin Bieber.
It's been so long. I don't know how to make a bet. Bets here. Game. Oh, wait. Fighting. Oh.
What is happening?
Here we go. Hold on a second. Hold on, everyone. I'm taking this. I'm putting...
Yo,
how much money did you say that you hadn't bet openly?
I've got enough. How much what
you want to bet $400 or $540 on Jasmine?
Why 540?
Because I would risk 200 on Jessica Andrade's side. You're risking 540.
I got it. Yeah, I'll do it. I got it. Send it in the private chat here so I can accept it before the public does. Can you go ahead and give us your breakdown? That would be helpful.
Listen, I have no issues with Jasmine. Jasmine's been a great gift to this channel. There is no doubt about that. We've been on the Jasmine train before fucking everybody. We were on Jasmine when everyone was on Miranda Maverick in that fight. Me and Angelo sat here and we're like, Jasmine's gonna fucking win this fight. And she was like a plus 275 and we got fucking trashed for saying that, and she went and smoked that fight. I like Jasmine. I appreciate Jasmine. She is a tough fucking girl. And if she wins this fight, she's minus 300, right? I mean, she fucking probably should win this fight. She's tough enough to win this fight. But when I'm breaking down a fight, I have to break down a fight. And I know people hate Jessica Andrade, and they think that, she just gets taken down left and right because she got taken down by Erin Blanchfield, by Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana Suarez is like, she is like the actual, like, fucking wrestling since she was fucking like 10 years old or whatever. Erin Blanchfield is what it is. Jasmine, to me, I mentioned in my video as well, but if you're hearing it for the first time, her striking is not catching up to the level of competition that she is starting to face. The striking that she has is still slow. She still gets lit up. She basically just kind of bullies girls in the striking. She, even from that Tracy Cortez fight that she basically lost to a boxing match to Tracy Cortez, which isn't a good situation, she really hasn't even really improved from that fight. She's just kind of getting by enough with the kind of the bully style that leads to the forward pressure, that leads to those takedowns. And once she gets the takedown, she's got great takedowns. She's got great control in those type of situations. So if she gets Andrade flat on her back, she's probably going to fucking dominate this fight. But getting her there, I think, is going to be much harder than people realize, because Jasmine's only sporting like a 40% takedown accuracy in her career. She does like to brawl. She is a tough girl. She starts every fight by fucking just brawling her head off. And if you watch Jessica Andrade, she still has that fucking shit. She was walking down Natalia Silva the entire time. And the way that Jessica Andrade fights is going to help her, because Jasmine is a taller girl. Jessica Andrade is a short, stocky girl. And Jessica Andrade stalks people down with her hands at her waist. I mean, she walks people. She's not like this where Jasmine's going to level change. She's going to be forward pressuring. And if you put Jasmine on her back foot where Jessica Andrade can keep her hands low, because Jasmine's not a real threat to just kind of one-punch power people, a little bit slower the striking. Hands are already low. I think those type of takedowns are going to be much harder to get than the bully striking style that leads to easier takedowns. And if she's fighting off her back foot with Jessica Andrade in her face, I don't think she's going to be able to get the takedowns people think she's going to be able to get. And if she can't get the takedowns in those situations, Jessica Andrade is going to fucking swarm her, throwing big shit. If she can tough it out, she can tough it out. But I think Jessica Andrade is going to be all over. And this could be, Jasmine's been the one person that's kind of been the steady through all these Canadian cards, right? People lose, people win. Jasmine's always there. And it just feels like, even in this weird world we got going on, right, where all these favorites and underdogs, it feels like she's due for a letdown on a Canadian card. And I think Jessica Andrade is, she's a former champ. She's been there, done that, and she still throws that fucking shit. So I'm going on Andrade. I bet it, and I just bet Angelo. He just lost $540, so. Dude,
I clicked that within 5 seconds, and somebody had already taken it. Tell me if it shows taken on your side. Maybe the link was weird, but as soon as I clicked it, boom, already taken.
Yeah, it is already taken.
Like, so which tells you people are fucking,
Couldn't you do private ones?
I don't think they have the private. I don't think they're.
They did for a while, I thought.
Maybe we'll do whatever. We'll figure.
Well,
it
I
out,
just bet some random person.
Yes, maybe somebody in the chat. Dude, it was instant. Anyway, three things. Well, no, two. I already told you that. One, people keep saying former champ. I said it. You said it. People in the chat are saying it. Yes, she was a former world champion. But what happened was she picked up Rose Namajunas, dropped her on her head, and knocked her out. When they rematched, she got the shit kicked out of her. Like, she's not a former world champion like she went in there, walked somebody down, beat the hell out of them, won the belt. Like, yes, former world champion. I agree.
That might be the most dominant way you could ever win the belt, Angelo. You pick somebody up and slam them on their head and knock them out. That's supposed to be like some weird fluke. She didn't like blow her knee out. It's not like the Aljo winning the fucking belt. She fucking picked somebody up and slammed them on their head. What else are you supposed to do? That's literally the most dominant way you could ever win a fight.
She wasn't
picking somebody up and slamming them on their head.
She wasn't dominating that fight, and then that happened, is my only point there. And then the other point, I don't remember what the other point. No, I started here. Oh. D said, I was listening, and I just now looked at my phone. Angelo, the graphics are amazing. They look clean and crisp. First of all, D,
that
wildly supportive.
The UFC 315 looks like 1990s word art. Like the PowerPoints when everyone, that fucking like diagonal fucking font that you always use for your PowerPoints or whatever it was. No, it acts like Microsoft Word. Like that type of, that looks terrible.
D, thank you for the support. Jacob, not sure what that hate's all about. Oddly enough, though, I do have the DraftKings prices reversed on this slide. So thanks for the compliment on this slide, but there does happen to be an error on this slide.
And I make the thumbnails. How about the thumbnail? Thumbnail's clean this week.
It's a nice thumbnail. I did one. You didn't like it, but I did one. When you were like, just center anything on this thumbnail. Jasmine is $9,200.
The second that went up, I was like, what is this?
Well, because I was getting the names on there too. Jasudavicius is $9,200 in DraftKings Fantasy. If she wins this fight, she'll be worth that money because that means she got the wrestling going, she had the control time, working.
And how about the absolute beautiful women that we have on this card? I mean, we've got Jasmine, Jasudavicius, we've got Alexa Grasso, we've got Natalia Silva, and we got the queen of them all, Jessica Andrade. And I saw some people, by the way, I can't remember who it was, another capper or something, tweeted a picture of Jessica Andrade looking good and was like, hear me out on this. I think he was like half serious.
You've been doing that for 4 years.
Hey, yeah. Stay the fuck away. Jessica Andrade is fucking my girl. And I'll fucking fight anybody to the death because her smile is absolutely beautiful. We met her, and she's a fucking sweetheart.
She does have very positive aura.
Holy shit. I saw her, and I'm like, oh, my God. There she is. And then she started talking. I walked up to her, and I think I said like tudo bem or something. I spoke Portuguese to her, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, my heart was flying." I'm like, "Oh, Jessica, oh."
What's funny? So they're saying it's DFS by the numbers. He steals a lot of shit, dude. He stole my joke when I did Ernesta Carrot Cake. He stole that joke, said it like it was his, and then 2 years ago he started singing songs to people after you were busting out in song. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know him well enough.
Busting out in song.
Yeah, you've never done that shit. We've got a $2 super chat from El Malandro. You two are my favorite gringos. Maricas, thank you for the picks. Listen, you spelled picks like I sent you my dick. That's how picks were spelled back in the day.
Let me ask you a question.
Did you search AOL chat rooms for picks like that? P-I-C-S? Was that just me?
You talking to me?
Yes.
You were looking for dick pics?
Not penises. It was just pics. Trading pics in the chat rooms.
Let me ask you a serious question. I want a serious answer. Okay.
I'd love to.
And this, I'm being 100% serious. Okay.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
You get a DM. Okay. I'm being serious, Angelo. Lock in. Okay. This is serious. You get a DM. Says, hey, name your price, All I want to see is the dick. What are you pricing your dick at? You don't know. You don't know who this person is. You don't know if it's going to leak. You don't know.
And we're assuming Tiffany's on board, right? Can't upset the
wife. It's whatever. You get a random DM. They said name your price, and it's 100% certain you're going to receive that amount of money after you send it. But you have no idea what's going to happen to it. You don't know if it's going to be blasted. If he's just
is my face in it?
Yes, it is. You standing there.
Oh, that changes because I got kids and shit.
Name your price. There's got to be a price. Wait, let's go 1, 2, 3 and name our price. Okay. Once you have yours, let me know and I'll name mine just to see how close we are. So we don't
Okay. And keep in mind, my logic is like, I'm only worried about it getting out. Kids, stuff like that. Oh, daddy's dick.
I am too. I mean, it's an interesting situation.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? We'll say, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
$12. $200,000. I would do it.
$200,000. Holy shit! I might pay that right now.
What if I lose my job?
I thought you were gonna say millions.
No, 200 millions is crazy. What if I lost my job?
Holy shit! I might fucking cash you out right now. I might wire you money right at $200,000. I thought you were gonna say fucking 20 million, 50 million, $100 million. $200,000. You're getting it all out there.
That's a ton of money. That's a lot of money.
Jesus, somebody's gonna pay that.
Show it. Prove it.
God,
you show your cards, I'll show mine.
God. I literally thought you were gonna say like fucking
make
sure I can disappear. Fucking
no, dude, that would be if I had a tiny dick. My only concern is
I said $12. So fucking you're at $200,000. I said $12. So it shows where I'm at.
If I had a tiny dick, you'd be like, no. But it's like, no, I'm fine with it.
You have a $200,000 dick, and I got a $12 dick. I don't give a fuck. You want to see it? $12.
All right, chat. We will accept super chat forms of payment for Jacob. Just send the chat with your preferred DM platform. And for just $2 less than that, you could become a premium member. For $10, go to WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, you'll unlock every single pick bet tool. Everything you could ever want or need heading into a fight week. Wait, was that it? And Matt, $2 super chat. Matt with the LinkedIn picture? What percent of the chat can Angelo knock out in the first? I assume 70%. What number would you put up there for yourself and me?
For you?
And you.
In the chat to knock out somebody in 5 minutes?
No, what percent? What the fuck were you listening to? That's not even remotely the percent of people in the chat that we can knock out.
Yeah, didn't it say in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said knock out in 5 minutes, dumbass. The fuck you talking to me about? Stupid fucking asshole. You dumb bitch. What the fuck? Yeah, back to my original point. How many people, the percentage of the chat you can knock out in 5 minutes? I'd give you fucking 93%.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'd give myself 100.
Let's assume there's 100 people in this chat. Who are those 7 people?
Angelo, get in the chat, and it'll still be 100. The fuck you laughing
at? Because you and I fought, and that's not how that went down, is it?
I didn't realize we were throwing elbows. I got hit with a clean elbow. It busted me open.
There was no elbow whatsoever. None. Oh, okay. Literally none.
Yeah, I just randomly start bleeding.
All right. And then one random comment here from Steven Jackson. How do we feel about Lucrative? I tried to say hi to that guy, just being a good dude. Saw him at UFC 303. He tried to big dog me.
Angelo walked up to this guy and said, do you know who I am?
That's not how that went down.
Literally, you came up to me and I said, what did you say to him? I didn't even know who the fuck he was. I don't know. I know who he is now, but you're like, that's Lucrative. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that
So I went over, I said hi. I said, hey, you're Lucrative, right? I said, yeah. I said, oh, nice to meet you. I'm Angelo from We Want Picks.
The way you described it when you came back to me, the second after you walked up to him, I said, what'd you say? And you said, like the guy tried to play like he didn't know who I was. I'm like, what'd you say to him? He's like, I said, do you know who I am? He said no. I'm like, you
No, I literally,
We Want Picks?
I literally introduced myself like a regular human being. Said, nice to meet you. I'm Angelo from We Want Picks. And he's like, oh, I said, you don't know We Want Picks? He said, no. I said, picks and bets all over, whatever. And he said, I think I've seen a video on Twitter. And I said, all right, fuck this pussy. I'm out of here. He's full of shit. He's full of shit. I know he knows because he interacted.
I know he knows me.
Because
remember, that was a fucking year ago, too.
Because he talked. The only reason I know he talked about us on his bullshit prior to that. The only reason I know who he is.
I know that he knows me.
The only reason I know who he is because people are like, oh, this guy said stuff about you. So anyway, you're gonna try to big dog. It's fucking, it's gay and stupid. It's stupid. In person, be a normal person. That's not hard to do at all. And I will say
fake and gay unsubbed.
Every single faking gay.
Jesus, man, you're so old. Somebody in the chat knows. That's what used to always say. Every fucking comment on every YouTube, fucking, especially in the Call of Duty commercial or the fucking community, you would just write faking gay unsubbed. That's what you would write on. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter what the video was. It could be a fucking video of somebody crying, talking about their dog dying. You just write faking gay unsubbed.
Right. Next up at UFC 315, we have the featured prelim of the evening. We have Mike Malott taking on Charlie Radtke. Mike Malott 11-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that bounce back win over Trevin Giles. He's taking on Charlie Radtke, 10-4 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that bounce back win over Matt Semmelsberger. Mike Malott was supposed to be the poster child. He's supposed to be riding that Canadian flag to the promised land. He's a well-rounded guy. He's got fast, loose striking. He's an athlete. He has no particular background in anything, but he is an athletic guy. Good, clean striking, fast, can grapple as well. He takes all these athletic abilities, he's adding skills, and he's getting wins. He has 6 fights in the UFC, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions, a couple of decisions. He is coming off that decision win over Trevin Giles, where the striking was pretty basic, but it was clean and it got the job done. He's taking on Charlie Radtke. Charlie Radtke is a grappler. He lowers his levels, he'll take shots. He'll immediately work for positions if he ends up on top. He can be a powerful striker. He is always down to throw. He's pretty controlled on the ground. He's also dangerous. He hunts for submissions. He transitions back and forth. He is a dog. He's got some very real dog in him. And that is what concerns me, because Mike Malott, in my opinion, is the better fighter because he's the better athlete. He's not necessarily the more dangerous guy, but he's got phenomenal athletic ability, great cardio. He's quickly improving, takes this very, very seriously. Charlie Radtke's a dog.
Saw one of my white friends light a bottle rocket in the other's ass.
I mean, that is some white people shit. Definitely that's white people from your neck of the woods stuff.
The fuck?
That's Indiana white people.
You gonna disparage our troops?
I'm not from Indiana.
Why do you hate the troops? I noticed, by the way, nobody thanked me for my service today.
Faking gay.
That literally worked. It literally works. It was very good. That was very good. That was good. I honestly think you lucked into that working so well. You're just like a parrot, just randomly said it. It just happened to be funny. But that was a good one, Angelo. GG's to Angelo in the chat, please.
Thank you so much, guys. Listen, I'm going to pick Mike Malott because I think he's the better. Please hold. Because I think he's the better actual fighter. I think he's got cleaner striking. I think he's got very good takedowns. And I think his jiu-jitsu defense is perfectly fine. The problem is, we've seen Mike Malott quit. We watched him beat Neil Magny for most of a fight. And then he ended up on his back. And it got a little tough. And he was like, I'm out. And once you see that one time, it is a little concerning. It's very hard to trust that that won't happen again. And Charlie Radtke is a guy who will fight you. And if Mike Malott fights Charlie Radtke the exact same way that he fought Trevin Giles, it could be a problem because Charlie's not going to get out of there, and he could do a Uno reverse card like Neil Magny did. I'm picking Mike Malott. There's 2 different bets I've got going on here. I do have the Mike Malott Jasmine Jasudavicius parlay. That parlay has existed. That parlay has existed on 3 events, and you would have cashed 2 of them being up net money. I also have a Charlie Radtke inside the distance decision, no action bet. Essentially what that means is if Charlie Radtke finishes Mike Malott, I'll get paid at plus 250. If Mike Malott grinds out a decision, which is the most likely outcome, I get a full refund on that bet, and then my parlay will hit. All is good in the world. What do you think, Jacob?
Blood. Brother. And pride. The image is flipped, so you can't really see it real clear. Some people got dream, believe, and make it happen. We got blood, brother, and pride. Chuck Buffalo, Charlie Radtke. He is a former lock of the week. He was my lock of the week versus Carlo Prates. And that didn't go over really well, but you guys saw in his last performance. What do I say? This is my new saying, right? And I saw this say, I think I saw it on Twitter at some point, but I'm taking this for my lock of the week because nothing signifies lock of the week more than this phrase. I'm never wrong. I'm just early. I'm never wrong on these guys or gals that I pick for lock of the week. Sometimes I'm just a little bit early in predicting their abilities. And saw Charles Radtke come in with the big power. I thought he was going to land on Carlos Prates, who does get hit. We saw that in the Ian Gary fight. I mean, he does get hit. You saw that in the Simmelsberger fight. This guy is a pressure fighter with a nice fucking tight, crisp, powerful left hook that he can throw from fucking anywhere, in close, at range, it doesn't matter, and he is accurate with it. This guy, Mike Malott, is not a fighter. He is one of those guys that when it's easy, and he looks good doing it. The second push comes to shove, you saw what happens. He faced adversity, and he can't work through those situations. He could have fucking done anything except for what he did against Neil Magny. Got to the end of the fight and would have won that fight. It would have been maybe a draw because of 10-8 or whatever. But just fucking, dude, it's not like you were knocked out cold. You were conscious. You were laying there. We've seen fighters just kind of keep fighting out of those situations. That is a heart situation. Then he comes against Trevin Giles and looks scared out of his fucking mind. He's getting jabbed up against Trevin Giles. Every fight this guy's in, he's getting hit by everybody. He's always leaking by the middle of the first round. He's getting hit by everybody. That Trevin Giles fight, he was scared out of his mind. Scared to get tired. Scared to fucking eat a big shot. And against Charles Radtke, Chuck Buffalo, if you're fighting scared, you're fighting dead, buddy. You got no fucking shot. This guy's going to pressure him against the fence unless he's able to get a weird takedown. But Charles knows how to wrestle. He knows how to grapple. This guy's going to be in his face. He is going to eventually land that left hook. You want to play inside the distance decision, no action because your fucking pussy's bleeding a little bit this week. That's fine. I play Charles Radtke just straight inside the distance at like plus 385, something like that. I think he gets in this dude's face and knocked him out. He said somebody's got to pay for booing the fucking national anthem. Hey, we got an American Pope now, and now Charles Radtke's going to show him what America's all about, baby. We got the American Pope. We're coming into Canada, and we're fucking taking their prince as well. Prince Mike Malott.
As you said, we had an American Pope. I got a text that I just sent you. It's a list of all the popes by conference, and the Big East has one. Everybody else has none.
Villanova. Big Villanova. Big Nova. Did they ever figure it out if he's a Cubs or White Sox guy? I saw conflicting reports, but the Cubs actually put it on Wrigley Field's marquee. He's one of us or something like that. Literally, it was like he's a Cubs fan.
American. Everything about that is so
American. The very first thing I saw was on Twitter was, is he Sox or Cubs? North side or South? What is he? We got to know.
It's just so American.
And the fact that he didn't go by Pope Bob is like, dude, go by Pope Bob. Pope Bob the First is fucking, that thing is killer, dude. That's a name. Pope Bob the First. Jesus.
Everything about it is just so crazy. Anyway, Jacob and I
straight out of Chirac.
We're completely split on this fight. I got the insurance bet. He just went balls
Pope
in.
O-Block?
He just went in at it. I'm on the Mike Malott side. I will be biting my nails. If you want to see what the artificial intelligence thinks, what Artem, Betsam, the rest of the crew think about these picks and bets, you can check them all out right now at WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. DraftKings Fantasy-wise, I would not throw Mike Malott in a lineup at $8,900 because I don't think he's going to score that many points. I think he wins a decision, and if it looks anything like his last decision, he's nowhere near that. Charlie Radtke, if you want some exposure on the upside of a finish, that can make some sense. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. We have a $2 super chat from...
Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, my God.
What?
It looks as though Anthony Edwards, like, broke his fucking ankle. Oh, my God. That's the guy that I got. Anthony, this is a weird little butterfly effect, little, shows how small the world is. Anthony Edwards just broke, it looks like he fucking really fucked up his ankle. The reason the safety parlay is being so successful lately, which, by the way, $10 a month, WeWantPicks.com, safety parlay has been killing it. The reason why it got back on track was because I was literally sending Angelo TikToks of Ant. Because I'm like, just be this guy. Because Ant is like the most confident. It doesn't give a fuck. He loses. I don't give a fuck. We're going to win the next one. Like, what? I literally was sending Ant TikToks of him being like, fuck him. Like, what do you say about people saying you're taking too many threes? Fuck him. Like, I was sending those to Angelo 6 weeks ago. And look at the safety parlays since he got all those Anthony Edwards TikToks. And now fucking looks like he broke his ankle or something.
That is funny. You were sending those. And it did help.
Yeah.
It did help. We have a $2 super chat from Dix Insider. Y'all make me hard. Thank ye by golly, I reckon. Hey, listen, you want more? Send Jacob 12.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
See, I know that one. We appreciate you. Here's your promo. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our sportsbook partners. Sign up, make a deposit. We'll send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. You're going to use the link. You're going to sign up. You're going to make an account. They're going to pay us. And I will slice off $50 and send it to you. If you decide to become a premium member, A, what took you so long? And B, welcome. You can now unlock everything that we offer, including the tape index for everybody who likes to do their own research.
Oh, my God. Anthony Edwards is available to return in the second. I mean, after all that fucking, Jesus Christ. I was worrying my fucking dick off this guy. Coming back and playing the second half. What a fucking joke.
Drama queen. The tape index is exactly that. It is an index of every fighter on these cards, their full fight history, and the tapes where they exist for those fights. You can do future research all the way out to UFC 318. We have those fight cards listed with their full history and the links to the fights. You click the little red play button, video pops up. You are off to the research races. We have a brand new DraftKings optimizer. We built this from scratch. We coded it from zero, and this includes the industry's first beginner mode. You know TurboTax? Everybody just did their taxes a few weeks ago. It just asks you, hey, did you buy a house? How much you make? You answer a few questions, taxes are done. The optimizer does the same thing. Who are your most confident favorites? What dogs do you like? Answer a few questions. It'll build DraftKings fantasy lineups for you. We have a fight simulator. This will simulate fights 100,000 times and give you those outputs. You can use those outputs for DraftKings fantasy. You can use them for bets. And we have an app as well. Everything we do is available inside of the app, including push notifications. You got one right before the show started. You're getting them anytime we place bets, including the UFC Vegas 106 safety parlay that I placed last week, a full week ahead. And this is the unicorn of months. If you sign up today for UFC 315, you'll have full access for UFC 315, the Gilbert Burns fight night, the Aaron Blanchfield fight night, and then UFC 316 on the other side. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month. Every Sunday night, I'll be live. We'll be breaking down the matchups to make next at 9 p.m. on Sundays, including after UFC 315. So be here, ready to go, live, talk about who we think all of the winners and losers on the main card should fight next. And UFC 315 is a pay-per-view, which means we will have a vlog and some mail day if you want to send something for the vlog. The address is We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas, 75078.
Send it to Zoom. Hold on.
We got a super chat.
Hold on. You watch Zoom?
No, what's Zoom? Do not play some copyright shit.
Email. No, I'm trying to remember the Zoom. You watch Zoom?
Nope.
Zoom is like my parents or my mom watched Zoom and then they I think they redid it in the
ZOOM?
Yeah, you didn't watch fucking Zoom, dude? You didn't know how to talk in fucking...
Never seen this in my life.
The Zoom
Never
language?
seen a commercial for this.
What was the Zoom language? The fucking...
Dude, this was... Oh.
Yeah, they redid
1999? I mean, I should have been watching it.
What were the years?
First episode was 1999.
It feels like it was earlier than that, but maybe that's right. It
is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because
It was only on 1 year.
Oh, bullshit.
Okay.
There was you might not be looking at the right thing. There was
there was
multiple
204 episodes. It ended in 2005. Yeah.
There you go. See.
On PBS.
Yeah.
I was probably watching Power Rangers while you were singing along with Zoom. Nerd. $1.99 from Next Lennon. Jakey Bombalotz. Ange, what's with premium last week? I don't know what that means. We appreciate the $1.99 premium last week. Jacob was up big money. That's what's with it. Opening up the UFC 315 main card, we have Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Kyle Prepolic. Kyle Prepolic stepping up on unbelievably short notice. Benoit Saint-Denis.
Isn't that what your AIDS medication's called?
Oh, it's Prilosec. That's for my heartburn. Benoit Saint-Denis, 13-3 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-fight skid. He's taking on Kyle Prepolic, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight win streak, 18-8 overall in his career. We'll start on the Kyle side. He's the later, the newer, the most recent addition to this card. He's also a regional guy. He is stepping up on short notice. A lot of you are just going to jump the gun, assume that he's a UFC debut, but he is not. He had a crack at the UFC a few years ago, but no success. Style-wise, a forward pressure guy. He'll recklessly strike before looking to grapple. He's not particularly technical on the feet, but he does have decent takedowns. He's very tough, not very dangerous, but he is stepping up on about a week's notice after a decent run in the regional scene. He's taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. As we all know, he's a strong wrestler. He's an aggressive guy. He's got good, well-timed shots, good pressure on top, good old-fashioned lower-your-level attack-the-leg style wrestling. He has 8 fights in the UFC with 18 takedowns, which is incredible considering he has only ever seen a third round one time. When he gets to the ground on top, he is very dangerous and very aggressive. On bottom, like he was in his last fight, he can be beat on. And it seems... on the outside, like Benoit got a little bit of luck here. He was supposed to be fighting a very dangerous Joel Alvarez, who's good everywhere. Now he's fighting a regional journeyman, and he's getting his second crack at his UFC. But that wasn't luck. Benoit didn't just get handed this quote-unquote easy matchup. He turned down notable matchups from other people. Gamrot, specifically, was very vocal, saying Benoit's refusing to fight. So while it sucks for us,
why would he fight Gamrot?
I don't disagree. I'm just saying, while it does suck for us that we're not getting a competitive matchup.
I get paid the same way. I'm either going to fight some guy like Kyle, be a -1,000 favorite, get my win bonus and maybe a fucking performance of the night bonus, or I'm going to fight fucking defend 45 takedowns. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking fight. Get a grip, Gamrot. Of course he's not going to fucking fight you like that. Dumbass.
I agree. And the last sentence of my notes here are, why fight Gamrot for the exact same amount of money that you could fight Kyle for and likely get a finish bonus?
I bet.
Benoit is obviously the pick, but at these odds, who cares? And if you don't believe me, go to the website, click on Raw Notes. You'll see it there.
What kind of notes?
Raw.
You know, the Cardinals
Unfiltered.
were raw dogging it.
Okay. Who do you think wins this fight, Jacob?
They were forced to raw dog.
What are you talking about?
It's very well known that the Cardinals, when they were debating and deciding on the Pope, they were raw dogging it.
Okay.
I'm not being joking. I'm not even making a joke. They were literally raw dogging it in there.
I'm not being joking.
Can somebody confirm in the chat, please? I'm not joking around.
Can you break down this fight?
They weren't allowed their phones or tablets, so they were raw dogging it.
Oh, like a flight.
Was like, they said that like on CNN or something. Like, apparently the kids call it raw dogging or something like that. They said that on the news. They're like, yeah, the Cardinals were electing the Pope. We're not allowed to have their phones or tablets, and apparently the kids these days are calling it raw dogging.
It is funny because like that went viral a few months ago, like talking about shutting off the radio for long car rides.
Get out of here, Gamblestein, you fucking bitch. Who gives a fuck?
But Jacob, he's not joking. He said he's not joking.
Then fucking just leave.
You don't need, I always see that on Instagram. You don't need to announce yourself. You could just leave.
go.
But
Look at me.
But there was a clip. You didn't really watch Seinfeld, but when that whole raw dog thing was going viral, there was a clip of what a comeback this guy had. Unbelievable comeback. There was a clip of David Puddy from Seinfeld. He just sits on an airplane like this, just staring at nothing. Yeah. And Elaine is like, "You have a magazine?" So he's like, "No." She's like,
"Yeah,
nothing."
it's raw dog in a flight.
And it just like drove her nuts. And they're like, "That's the original."
That's the new thing these days too, is the raw dog flights.
Dude, that's fucking. Why torture yourself? Are you picking anything here?
It's literally supposed to like clear your mind. Like you just fucking.
That sounds like
you
hell.
Stop relying on the need for anything. You just fucking.
It's not So like I watch content on flights. Sometimes I have to do work depending on the flight and whatever. But if I can, I'll watch content, and it is just freeing mentally. I'm not relying on it. It's just like, I just get to watch right now White Lotus. But go ahead. Can you give us this goddamn fight pick?
Are you talking about you invented watching shows?
No,
you just said that like that's like some profound thing. Like, oh, I can relax.
I was defending myself from you making the claim that doing nothing is good for your brain or whatever you called it.
Isolation.
Okay. You're not going to get a pick out of Jacob on this. It's going to be no. Benoit Saint-Denis.
Wow. Okay. I had this whole song and dance plan.
Well, then do it, because I've been asking you to break it down for 8 minutes. I get nothing.
I'm going Benoit Saint-Denis. Did you know that he didn't have a coach for a while? He said that.
It looked like it.
Yeah, he literally was like, I think the clip I saw, the little highlight I saw was he's basically like, whoops. Like I thought I could do it. Like I thought I could do it myself. I didn't have a coach, but it turned out that wasn't a good idea or something like that.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Well, it showed in his last couple of fights, but this should be a complete 180. Should be back on track here. Odds are obviously insane. I wouldn't look into any of the line movement either and be like, oh, money came in. That's just because anytime you get a massive dog, people just throw random money at it to see what happens. So I don't think any of it matters.
I've never seen that at the dog park.
Throw money at a random dog?
At a massive dog. You said anytime somebody gets a massive dog, people just start throwing money at it.
Now you got the dad jokes?
What's your favorite? That was pretty clever, honestly.
Sure.
What do you think your favorite big dog breed is? Like big dog breed.
A Bernese Mountain Dog, but now they've doodled them. So a Bernie doodle.
Enough with the fucking doodles, dude.
They don't shed. They don't shed.
The doodles are fucking the craziest dogs at a dog park are fucking doodles. Just fucking.
You like Joey? Joey's a doodle.
But he fucking is just always losing his mind. Doodles
no,
just
he's
fucking.
Not.
Yes, he is. He's just fucking. He's jumping up and biting my fingers and shit. Like the guy's psycho. He's a fucking like that's all. It's not just him. You go to a dog park, there's 4 doodles losing their fucking mind for an hour and a half straight. And they know each other. Like the doodles know other doodles and they just fucking go crazy, dude. Doodles are fucking insane. They never stop. They're good dogs. It's not a bad dog. I'm just saying, like, quit mixing stuff with doodles.
I like it because they don't shed. So I'm all for the doodles. I'm all for it. And they're
I like
very
cane
cuddly.
Corsos.
Hold on.
There's a cane corso in my complex that's fucking jet black,
yeah, dude,
fucking
they
beautiful.
Don't they fight wolves and shit?
Dude, they're fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they are pretty. They're fucking massive. 279 Super Chat. I read this 10 times. I don't know if I'm reading something inappropriate that I shouldn't be reading, but if I am, it doesn't sound like it. It's just an illogical Super Chat. I need a door. Help. Can you please give away door? Right? I didn't say anything bad, right? I didn't say anything. I read it 10 times over. I'm like, what could I be saying that was bad? I appreciate the Super Chat. Get this guy a door. Hazim needs a door. Get Hazim a door. Get Hazim a door. No, I'm not saying nothing bad in there. We're good.
Uh-oh.
Next up, at UFC 315, we have Alexa Grasso in her first fight back after losing the belt, taking on Natalia Silva. Alexa Grasso, 16-4 in her career. 4-1. Actually, 3-1-1 in her last 5, coming off that boring decision loss to Valentina Shevchenko, taking on Natalia Silva, 18-5 in her career, 5-0 in her last 5, riding a 12-fight win streak. Alexa Grasso, as we all know, was a 115-pounder who moved up to 125, hit a nice little win streak, beat Valentina Shevchenko as a plus 600 underdog, and won the belt. Since then, about 2.5 years ago, the only thing she has ever done is fight Valentina Shevchenko. So this will be her first fight out of that very familiar foe. Style-wise, Alexa Grasso is a good striker. She's busy. She's got fast hands. She's got quick feet. She doesn't have a ton of offensive takedowns, but what she does do is snatch things up in scrambles and work really well on the ground. She did have some power at 115. Not sure how big it's going to be at 125 in this kind of matchup. She is 5-1-1 at 125 pounds after moving up from 115, and she is looking for her first win since losing that title. She's taking on Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is a very well-rounded fighter. She is always fun to watch. Technical striking. She'll occasionally wing some punches from her hips. She'll work in some spinning attacks. She does a really good job baiting people in the striking matches, and then she'll commit to the wrestling. Good upper body takedowns. Good control on top. She's very powerful for this division, but also fast and clean. She's coming off the decision win over Jessica Andrade, where she landed more than double the strikes. I'm going to pick Natalia, but let me break down Alexa here a little bit. She is at a weird point in her career.
May I interject?
Yeah, I'd love to. Fucking love that.
We got people on Twitter. We got people on Instagram. We got people in this world that, for some reason, are trying to make this case that Natalia Silva is not a good-looking female, and I don't fucking get it. Is there any world where she is not she walks into a bar and every single guy in these comment section, live chat, views, whatever, are going to be like, holy shit, look at her. But then we got these tough guys on Twitter being like, oh, she looks like a man because she's got some fucking traps and shoulders on her. Honestly, Angelo, I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm fucking sick of it at this point. And if you want to fucking show yourselves and show what you look like before you talk about the beautiful Natalia Silva, I'd fucking love to see it. And I'd love to see you in a fucking alley if you ever talk about her that way. She's one of the most beautiful girls in the UFC, and I'm not going to fucking stand for it anymore. Alexa, you're beautiful as well.
How brave of you. You're so brave. You are so brave.
Editor, can you get that to Natalia real quick? If that's what they do in normal streams, but we don't have an editor.
We don't have an editor. So Alexa Grasso is at a weird point in her career where, yes, she is technically speaking the former world champion, but she never defended that belt, and she won it off of a fluke. She won it in a scramble where she snatched up a submission. Then they fought again to a draw where most people think Valentina won that fight. And then when we had a decisive outcome and a winner from start to finish, it was Alexa getting out-wrestled by the much larger Valentina Shevchenko. It's undeniable that Alexa's a good striker. She's got good, clean hands, which is why Valentina Shevchenko even needed to start wrestling. But I don't think it's going to matter here. I think Natalia Silva is bigger, but also more technical, just as fast, the cleaner striker, better wrestler. I think Natalia is probably better everywhere and has that size advantage. Natalia Silva is going to be the pick. The odds are probably appropriate. And this is a similar, Jessica Andrade type situation where we talk about former champion. Yes, technically speaking, she's a former champion. And she did beat the greatest of all time to get that belt. But the way she beat her and the two subsequent fights after that, it's hard to cement a legacy there. But Natalia Silva is the pick. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I like Alexa Grasso as a fighter. I like her as a person. Obviously, I had her against Shevchenko in both those fights. The draw, she was my lock of the week, and I kind of squeaked out of that one. And then I just had her as a pick, and I think I put money on her as well versus Shevchenko because I thought, and what I always told Alexa Grasso she needed to do was initiate the wrestling on her side because she's got okay takedowns. But against Shevchenko, all she needed to do was initiate the fucking grappling because every time she initiated some sort of grappling exchange, she was putting in Shevchenko in weird positions, right? That's how she won the belt. Another position, she got a knee bar. She ended up grappling and getting the back of Shevchenko. But in that third fight, she was just waiting and waiting with the boxing. Shevchenko was able to grapple her, and then off her back, she wasn't able to do anything. I think the same thing needs to happen here. Somebody, our super chat, $1.99 from Envy says, do you think Alexa pulls a Mario Batista here? I think that's what she has to do to win. Crazy pressure, in on the hips, try to initiate these grappling scrambles where she can find something, because on the feet, in the striking, the boxing is just not going to be there against Natalia Silva. She doesn't really have kicks. She throws a little bit of a front kick out there, whatever, but Natalia she never stops. She's a hard girl to find, so even if you're trying to shoot a takedown, she's in, she out. She knows how to grapple. She knows people want to take her down, even though I think she got more submission wins than she has KO wins. She's so well-rounded. Alexa Grasso just has shown that she just doesn't have the pressure enough to score enough in the striking, and definitely doesn't have the damage enough to hurt a girl like Natalia Silva, and I don't think she's going to be able to get the takedowns either. Natalia Silva, I had a future bet on her. The second the odds dropped at minus 200, I felt good about it. I think that she's going to look minus 500 in this fight. I like Alexa. It's just this matchup seems fucking terrible. Natalia's not going to just stand and box with Alexa Grasso. Like Shevchenko will stand with a Muay Thai. Natalia Silva, you just can't find her. And she's so good with that counter striking, gets off the center line, get footwork, all that stuff. I think Natalia Silva dominates.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Somebody said Natalia Silva fights like Ian Gary. Not quite, but similar, honestly. Great footwork, high fight IQ, all those things. We're both on the Natalia Silva side. $8,800 in DraftKings Fantasy. While that is a high price point, and this is only 3 rounds, so I will probably fade that because I don't think Natalia is going to get the takedowns. I think she dominates the fight, just with strikes at distance, 30-27, something to that effect. But I don't think she's going to score well in DraftKings Fantasy. If you do want to check out what the DraftKings Optimizer has to say, what the simulator has to say, and all the other tools, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month. And that month will not only get UFC 315, but 2 fight nights and then UFC 316 on the other end. Couple more super chats. Next Lennon said the website wasn't working. He's talking about last week at like 9 p.m., the plugin that does the charts went down for a couple of hours. So well after the fight started, the charts just didn't work for like 2 hours because that plugin had some sort of server error. The optimizer worked, the tape study worked, the simulator worked, the data kit worked. Everything worked except the charts. So kind of annoying situation, but real isolated 2 hours. Anybody who reached out, we had screenshots of everything, sent it over. $279 from Hazem. This was the dude talking about the door. He said, I'm kidding, lads. I love you guys. Y'all Aries, Austin. We appreciate you. Hazim. Next up, at UFC 315, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Jose Aldo taking on Ayman Zahabi. Jose Aldo. I know. It's just, I know how to pronounce the names. Sometimes it's just so unnatural to say that. Jose Aldo, 32-9 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that controversial loss to Mario Batista, hence Anvi's question earlier. He's taking on Ayman Zahabi, 12-2 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision win over Pedro Munoz. Jose Aldo, in my opinion, the greatest 145-pounder of all time.
Oh,
some people,
bullshit.
People argue Volk, and Volk beat.
Oh, my God. Dude, it's clearly Volk at this point. It's not even close.
Yeah, because you are a new UFC fan. You started.
Close, dude.
Your first fight that you ever fucking watched.
How can a goat
because he was old
to the other person?
Because he was
and
old.
Still be called the GOAT.
If Michael Jordan lost to LeBron James if LeBron James lost to Michael Jordan,
it's a team game. They're not punching each other in the face, dumbass.
Mike Tyson just lost to Jake fucking Paul.
Yeah, he was never the greatest of all time, dumbass. Nobody's calling Jake Paul, but when all things are equal and they fight each other, yeah, that's what happens.
I think Jose is the greatest 145-pounder of all time. I've seen every single one of his fights long before the UFC when he was in the WEC. And the run that he went on, the people he beat, how he beat them, the best in the world, over and over and over. He transformed the sport with those low leg kicks. Jose Aldo is a legend through and through, one of the best to ever do it. Volkanovski, also a legend through and through. He didn't fight quite the slate, in my opinion, and it was a different era. Jacob started watching. The first fight Jacob ever saw was Jose getting knocked out by Conor McGregor. It was the first fight Jacob ever saw.
I think it was
he's not going to be
I think Holly Holm was the first one.
Whichever one was first. The 2 fights I watched with Jacob that
Literally
year
those were back-to-back cards, like late November, early December, I think. But yeah, no, it might have been. Yeah, I think you might have been right. It might have been the Conor one because that was my first introduction. Where you're like, dude, I know, because that was when Conor was all over ESPN, like Sports Center. I mean, he was all over everything. So didn't even watch the sport, but I knew who Conor McGregor was. So I was like, I like that Conor guy, and you're like, listen, dude. You're like, listen, hey, listen, buddy. Like, you were trying to, like, make sure I didn't get my heart broke or something. Like, sat me down and were like, hey, hey, listen to me. You looked at me in the eye like, listen to me. We're getting ready to watch this fight. Let me just tell you. I know you like Conor. I know he's fun, but he's not going to win this fight. You do not understand how good Jose he is. Hey, look at me. He hasn't lost in, like, 10 years. Right, Conor's a flashy guy, but Jose is going to dominate this fight. And then the fight happens, and I looked at you, and you were just like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then the exact same thing happened when Conor fought Eddie Alvarez. You were like, "Listen." You were like, "Listen, I know you're watching the sport now, but you don't really know. Listen, I know Conor's good, but Eddie Alvarez is a tough. He's a jerk. He's one of those fucking Philly dudes. He's been around. He's been the champ forever. There is no chance that Conor is going to beat Eddie Alvarez." And we watched that, and I was like, and you're like, "Oh fuck, man."
It is crazy, but Jose is one of the best to ever do it. He is listed at 38 years old. He is not 38 years old. He is over 40. That is basically a well-known fact that most people don't know. Where that came from, well, I was told it by one of his friends. One of his friends literally told me, walked me through this, whatever. The way it happens is Jose Aldo's from the favelas. They don't have paperwork. He didn't have a birth certificate. So when he got older and it was time to move.
Did you know somebody wrote a comment earlier questioning your date of birth?
No, but that's because last week Bet Sam said I was 55. So people were like, oh, he's 55. Which I'm fucking 41.
What are you talking about?
Oh, what are you talking about?
You're going to act like you're not 50. I don't understand you look good. I mean, that's the thing. It's people are questioning your birth year, but you're a good 55. There's no, I mean, being same.
I appreciate that. I'm 41, but I appreciate that quite a bit. Listen.
The craziest thing, you're really only 41. You're going to be 42?
I'm going to be 42. What do you mean only?
Jesus,
oh, fuck, dude.
Holy shit.
Okay, fuck off.
I mean, our age gap looks like it. How far apart do you think me and Angelo are in age?
Well, your personality adds.
Holy
like
shit.
People think you're in your 20s.
Personality and good fucking looks and no fucking wrinkles. And got the smile.
People think you're in your 20s because of your personality.
25 years old.
No, you and Josh have unbelievable hair, and it actually annoys the fucking piss out of me. And he's fucking old, and you're going to be old, and you're going to keep it. Like, if you didn't start losing it, you're not losing it. Nobody goes at, like, mid-30s, great hair, and then all of a sudden it's fucking gone. Like, fucking God giveth and God taketh.
We've already
$12 dick.
We've already sidestepped cancer once.
$12 dick.
Next time we might not be so lucky.
Listen,
honestly, I've been in the sun running and stuff, just egging it on. You should see the fucking tan I have right now. You can't really see it in the lights, but I literally am like just fucking, all my freckles are out, just fucking tan as shit. Just being like, fuck it, who gives a shit?
If you don't know, Jacob had a mole cut off last year.
If you guys don't know, I had cancer.
Skin I'm not done.
If you guys didn't know, I survived cancer, quite literally, had cancer. Right? Yes or no? Had cancer.
They sawed it out of him. They did. These
and
nobody
has thanked me for my service. I was one of the most important figures of the Afghani war.
The training of the soldiers.
Essential training. Very essential.
Right, listen, I haven't even gotten to the Ayman Zahabi side yet. Ayman Zahabi.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was on you. All of that was on you.
How did that even start?
I said Jose is one of the best 45-pounders ever, and you went on a fucking rant. Ayman Zahabi is Firas Zahabi's brother. Firas Zahabi owns TriStar Gym. He trained George St. Pierre. And the only reason I mention that is because obviously Ayman has been around high-level fighters and high-level coaching the entirety of his career. He's not particularly fast. He's not particularly powerful. He's not a great athlete, but he's got high fight IQ. He is well-trained. Ayman's a guy that'll come in here with a very good game plan. I don't know what that game plan is going to be. It can't be wrestling because nobody takes down Jose Aldo. They've all tried. It's not going to be striking because he's not going to be a better striker than Jose Aldo, but there is going to be some sort of game plan here. And I am a little worried of Jose's real age and all of that, and the fact that this is at 135 pounds. He continues to cut all that weight. But the reality is, Jose Aldo looked good in his last fight. Most people think he won it. His last loss before that was to Merab, where he was just held against the cage. He defended 100% of the takedowns. Jose Aldo is still fast. He's still clean. He still has power. He's still technical. He's all the things. And the only reason he lost that last fight is more cage control. So maybe Amin comes in here just holding Jose against the cage, acting like that. I doubt it. Hopefully the judges have wised up, because certainly in Vegas, they don't appreciate the empty wrestling. But Jose Aldo is going to be the pick here because he's quite literally better everywhere. And as long as age doesn't catch up to him in this one fight, we should be good. What do you think, Jacob?
Did you hear his interview at all about fucking
don't respect him or whatever?
Now say what?
I saw Amin saying George St. Pierre told me not to respect Jose and just get after him.
I'm talking about Jose.
Oh, no.
Bud.
No.
About how like fucking irate he was after that Mario, but he's talking about he was like embarrassed with his performance. He was pissed off. He didn't even want to talk about fighting for like a month after that fight. Like that fucking really, really got to him and really fueled him. And somehow, I don't know how it works. I don't know how fucking old Jose Aldo is, but his striking is not fucking aging. I mean, the reason why Mario Batista in the prime of his career against an aging Aldo was fucking hugging him was because he did not want to fucking strike with this guy. This guy still throws strikes like he's fucking 23 years old. It's absolutely insane. If you watch the countdown, he's looking sharp as ever, and it sounds like mentally he's coming in like the old fucking Aldo. Crazy pressure, throwing big shots, heavy leg kicks. And if he does that against Amin Zahabi, unless Amin Zahabi's able to land and crack this chin of Jose Aldo, we've seen him get dropped, a little bit. Obviously, he had that knockout versus Conor, but he's still very sound defensively normally. Unless Zahabi's able to land a big shot, honestly, this seems like a matchup for Aldo to fucking style on this guy. Forward pressure, Zahabi already naturally likes to back up and wait for the big counter shot. And Jose Aldo doing his fucking in the with the fucking leg kicks. It feels like Jose Aldo might fucking style on this guy. I know Amin seems like a confident guy. He's feeling good this week. He's speaking the French. By the way, can we stop speaking French? Right? What are we doing speaking French? Open your fucking mouth. What are we doing? Open your fucking mouth when you talk at least. Let's give some sort of effort in the French language. Let's fucking redefine what French language is, because nobody knows what the fuck you're saying. All right, we got to stop with the French. He was speaking French at the press conference, but I think he gets rolled here. I'm all over Aldo unless something weird happens.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. I also, Amin did not win his fight against Javid. He was just spamming overhand rights, and his corners won him that fight by going, hey,
I will give him credit that
he was trying to win.
That he was the one giving more effort. That wasn't like a lack of probably effort. It was just against a dangerous guy. He didn't get what take it down, and what's his name was trying to act like he was too cool for skill.
No, completely agree. And I think this could look like Jose against Jonathan Martinez in that first fight back, where he basically beat the piss out of that kid, but like didn't go out of his way to hurt him, if that makes any sense. Like he was so good at winning that fight that he was like kind of fucking with him towards the end. And this kid looked like that. Jose Aldo's the pick on both sides. $9,000 might honestly be a little too much, because just like that Jonathan Martinez fight, if Jose comes out here, he makes it clean.
I don't think
he was too angry to be clean about it.
I mean, he seems like the way he seems pretty fucking locked in.
Let's hope so, because I love that dude, and I can't stand Amin just after that Javid fight. Really fucking pissed me off. Jose Aldo.
I mean, Amin looks like a guy that doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, honestly. I mean, it's like.
Yeah, it's a weird stance.
He's like
lanky.
He's like hunched over, backing up. It's fucking. He's fucking. I don't know. He's a decent fighter, obviously. I mean, he's got power.
Yeah, he's got high fight IQ, like he does what he's supposed to do. So they will have a game plan. He's got
have you ever noticed he looks like Ariel Helwani?
I do. Those jokes all week long. That's all people are gonna do.
Guys, chat. Hey, type 1 in the chat if you guys think that this motherfucker over here looks like Ariel Helwani. Type 1 in the chat. You guys seeing that?
Just like everybody who thought they were a hilarious Twitter genius with the whole Gaston Bolanos looks like Ilya. This dude knocked out Volk, and then this is how he loses. Like, all right. First person to tweet it was funny. The other 2,000 people that tweet it pretending it's their own, not funny. Not funny.
Wow, you guys agree with me. You see it too, right?
They did actually type one in the chat. So.
Yeah, they'll type whatever you want them to type. Say something, they'll all type it. All you got to do is tell them to type something and do it. Give it a try, and she'll tell them to type something. Watch what happens.
Ooh. I can't think of anything appropriate to have them type in the chat.
You can literally say anything. You can literally just say anything. Type Angelo is a fat cow in the chat. Watch.
Okay. No, see.
Angelo is a fat cow. Type it in the chat, and we'll show Angelo how it works.
No, he's typing it. So, I think I won this one. Nice. None. All right.
Wow.
I won. Time's up. Next up, at UFC 315, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Valentina Shevchenko taking on Manon Fiorot. Valentina Shevchenko is defending her belt for the 8th time, but it's the first time that she's defending it since winning it back. Valentina Shevchenko is 24-4 in her career, 3-1-1 in her last 5. She's coming off that title win over Alexa Grasso. She's taking on Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot, 12-1 in her career, 5-0 in her last 5 on a very long, incredible win streak. Manon Fiorot, well, we'll start on the Valentina side. Valentina is the best fighter this division has ever had. Period. End of story, right? She was one of the best to ever do it in any division. She's a very good striker. She added wrestling as of late. And she's evolving with the sport. Last week, when I broke down Miesha Tate, and I was like, listen, Misha's tough as shit, but she has not evolved with this sport. She was a mid-level wrestler 5 years ago. She's a mid-level wrestler now. She was just decent at striking 5 years ago. She's just decent at striking now. Valentina Shevchenko continues to add and improve her skills and evolve with the sport. While more and more women are becoming very good strikers, Valentina's striking is starting to decline because of age, but she is working in the wrestling. She's shooting more takedowns. An incredible statistic is she has... where's this stat? She has 37 takedowns, 37 takedowns in her last 8 fights.
Who does?
Valentina. Full-blown evolution in her MMA career.
Wow. That's all.
She is coming off that very wrestle-heavy win over Alexa Grasso to win her belt back. She's taking on Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot is a very good striker. She does have some killer instinct, and she does have some finishing power. Even if she gets taken down, she's got decent fight IQ and good workup skills. She likes to fight at range. She will pick her shots. She's got a solid 93% takedown defense, and she's coming off that decision win over Erin Blanchfield, where she defended the takedowns, landed a bunch of big hooks, and pretty much controlled that fight. Valentina, as I mentioned, very decorated, very good striker, added the wrestling. She had 8 takedowns, 16 minutes of control in her last fight. But that was because things were not going her way.
Shit.
What?
I thought somebody walked in here and snatched my chain out of nowhere. I couldn't find my somehow my chain got in my rant. It was in my shirt. I was like, where the fuck did it go?
All that Pope talk. Valentina Shevchenko had to wrestle Alexa Grasso because things were not going her way in the striking. And the wrestling got it done. It lost her the first fight. It won her the next one. I think it might be more of the same. I think Valentina's striking is on the decline. That's just what happens with age. And sure, she's not significantly older than Manon Fiorot. Just a year or two separates them. But I think Manon Fiorot's a little too big, a little too clean, and a little too strong to be bullied by Valentina. Valentina does rely on bullying. We watched it in a couple of her title defenses. So I think Manon Fiorot can get this done. Obviously, the general public does as well, with the slight line movement and Manon being the favorite. But she is going to need to fight a perfect fight here. I think Manon's going to be a little faster, a little cleaner, and have the takedown defense. But if the takedown defense isn't there, she's screwed, which is a funny thing to say about Valentina, who's supposed to be a high-level striker. What do you think? Jacob.
Let me... I'm sorry. You want to... You want to throw it to me again, a little bit more professionally this time?
What do you think of that, Jacob Boombaloots?
Thank you, Angelo, for the and let me just say, I think you're doing a great job here tonight. I think last week you really carried that show. I watched that, and Bet Sam was really. I mean, it was in that moment I understood my worth, right? Because, that was a fucking what a hack job that was. Holy shit! So thank you to Angelo for always being here for the people, giving great breakdowns. A little bit retarded on this one, but we do appreciate Angelo for what he does. Listen, I was very anti-Shevchenko in the last couple fights versus Grasso. I was very pro Manon Farrow in her last couple fights against Rose. She was my lock of the week against Erin Blanchfield. So I have no real, if there's any bias in this fight, it's me for Manon, because I thought, she was that person that's going to take this throne, this dynamic, rangy, sharp, fast, powerful striker that I saw in her UFC career. That Rose fight was a little bit sloppy, but I kind of just chalked it up to it's Rose, right? She's a former champion. She's also a rangy striker. Even though she's coming up in weight, I just felt like maybe there was just kind of an off night for Manon. I doubled down, made her my lock of the week versus Erin, because I was like, Erin, no offense, but in that moment, I was like, Erin sucks. Manon's going to fucking smoke her. And then I'm watching that fight, and I came away from that fight being like, what the fuck happened to Manon Farrow? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and you just remember her outstriking Erin Blanchfield, she outstruck Erin Blanchfield. She won that fight. She won the fight, right? But Erin Blanchfield is not a very good striker. And the way that Manon Farrow, and go watch the fight, I'm not fucking making this up. When she's entering the pocket, every single time, it is like chin up in the air, closing her eyes, like weird situations. Every time Erin Blanchfield would blitz and get in her face, it is chin in the air, countering, eyes closed. I mean, it was like the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, what? She looked fucking terrible in the striking. Now, if she brings back the old Manon, she probably is going to be able to squeak out this win. This is going to be a close fight no matter what. It's probably going to be just a back and forth, whatever. But these people thinking that Manon is going to come in and smoke Shevchenko, especially on the feet. I think you're going to be very, very surprised. Shevchenko still looks sharp. She's always looked sharp. You've never seen her really kind of slow down. Obviously, Grasso was outboxing her a little bit, but Grasso's a pretty good boxer. If Manon Farrow brings in the performance that she had against Erin Blanchfield and just thinks like, oh, I'll just keep being who I am, and I'm gonna beat I'm gonna beat Shevchenko with that performance, she's gonna get fucking smoked. That performance is not gonna beat Valentina Shevchenko. But if she's tuned up, she's sharped up, she could squeak this out. But I gotta go with my eyes. My eyes, the last two fights have been like red flags. And even in that lock of the week fight versus Erin, the way she was getting, I think Erin Blanchfield landed like 130 strikes, something like that. And in those exchanges, I just kept thinking like, holy shit, if this is anybody else than Erin Blanchfield, that's fucking trouble. I got to go with what I've been seeing lately. And Shevchenko found a way to win that Grasso fight and dominate that fight. I'm going Shevchenko. I bet on her. I did a full 180 on who I thought Manon Farrow was as a fighter. And I'm comfortable with it. I think Shevchenko is going to win a close one.
Yeah, listen, I think I'm obviously on the other side. I agree that it's close. We mentioned this before. This is a spectrum. Not the spectrum Jacob's on, but the pick spectrum. There's Valentina's going to dominate, Manon's going to dominate. And Jacob and I are right here. We're on opposite sides, but we're right there in the, like, almost. We're right there. And
would you ever want to, because I know you love your pasta. Would you ever want to kind of, I don't know where we would go, but someplace, it could even be like a little picnic situation. I don't know. You probably know better than I how to keep pasta for that long to get out to where we need to be. A little sunset, maybe some wine. I'm not really a champagne guy, but I can drink a wine at this point in my life and really kind of Lady in the Tramp situation. Would you do that with me?
Tell you what, let's do it with some lo mein at the Chinese buffet and you'll have my heart forever. Chinese buffet is the fucking best. When was the last time you had Chinese buffet? That is the best, dude.
I'm not a real big fan of Asian.
Asian what? All of it. All right. Well, Chinese buffet is phenomenal, and Justin's talked about going, so we could make this a lemon party.
I do love orange chicken, General Sam.
Everything. It's a fucking buffet. It's everything. All of the things. And then the little sugar donuts at the end. Come on.
Come on. Hey.
No, it's like that fat kid on the news. I'll tear it up live right now. You know that kid? That kid's great.
Wait, say it again?
I'll tear it up live right now. Give me one of those right now. I'll tear it up live.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel.
They had the caramel. Because they're always talking about like using that for like Latino women or something like that. He's like, that caramel. Ooh.
Give it to me live. I'll tear it up live. The kid's like 8.5. It's just like, it just owns that camera interaction. But listen, this is the spectrum. What?
I like Doritos.
Oh. He's on the Shevchenko side. I'm on the Ferro side. I also agree this is going to be a very close fight. There may be like a questionable decision at the end here. I think if Valentina wins this fight, and this is probably a conversation for Sunday night, if Valentina wins this and she fights Natalia Silva next, Natalia Silva destroys her. Because she is fast and clean and striking. Your point that is valid is Mannon's striking defense. She's got a chin on her, but the striking defense is a little problematic.
It's just so weird. I've never seen someone literally close their eyes in every exchange. The whole time I was watching, I was like, "What is she doing?" Like I thought there was something like wrong with her. So it was like go watch that. I would encourage everyone to go watch that fight and then imagine. That's not fucking Aaron Blanchfield. That's fucking Valentina Shevchenko.
Listen, I hear you. I get what you're saying. Well, this is a funny comment. Not to call you out, John, but John said, none of us know more than Vegas.
All right, bet every favorite. Just fucking, there you go. Great game plan. Bet every favorite. If they're the favorite, they're going to win. Duh. You just watched the NBA first round of the playoffs. All the one seeds lost first round. They were all like minus 400 fucking favorites. They all got fucking smoked. Every home team lost. The Celtics blew another one. The Pacers are fucking 2-0 about to win it all. Bet all the favorites.
Listen, I get it. Alex NYC, this was a super chat now. He must be behind on the stream. Says Charlie Radtke by KO, JDM by KO. That parlay is plus 1900.
Oh, yeah. I was like, there's no way JDMKO is plus 1900. I literally grabbed my mouse so fast. I was like, it's what? Holy shit. I fucking missed the fucking bag on that one. 1900 for a fucking, holy shit. What is it actually? Yeah, plus 275. I was like, geez.
Yeah, no. It's the Charlie Radtke one that's really dragging those odds. If you do want to check out all the bets we have actually placed and what the odds on those are, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's fucking $10. Jesus Christ. Chinese buffet is 14. This is 10.
You can get a buffet for $14?
I don't know. I made it up. I haven't been to a Chinese buffet in years.
Yeah, I bet. And they would not. Yeah, I don't care if that their baseline was a $14 entry. They're erasing signs.
Like two
change
seats
the sign, flip them. They see you coming up to the door. They're flipping all the signs to $28 fucking dollars. All right, got the eraser out, changing the price real quick. Charge him 30.
It's like the pay what you weigh.
Oh,
no,
we gonna need more wax.
Oh. Next up at UFC 315, we have the main event of the evening. We have Belal Muhammad defending his belt for the very first time, and he's taking on Della Maddalena. Belal Muhammad 24-3 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5, and as I mentioned, stepping into his first title defense. He's taking on Della Maddalena, 17-2 in his career. He is also 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 17-fight win streak. Belal Muhammad, as we all know, non-stop wrestler, averages more than 2 takedowns per 15 minutes. He's got solid fight IQ. He knows when he should wrestle. He knows when he should strike. For example, when he beat Gilbert Burns, no takedowns at all. When he beat Sean Brady, no takedowns at all. When he fought Leon Edwards, takedowns. He has a reputation for being a boring wrestler, but the reality is he'll come forward and needs to do what he needs to do. He'll either wrestle or he'll strike. He's got decent striking, and while it may not win him fights at the highest level, it has certainly contributed to his rise to the top. He was supposed to fight Shavkat a few months ago. He got injured. Then they were going to rebook it here. Shavkat's injured, so JDM steps up.
You know, he literally, I don't know if you heard this week, that because he had that, Belal pulled out because he had that toe infection or like a bone infection or whatever.
Staph infection, yeah.
Literally was like in his bone. I guess the doctor said, like, literally, if you were diabetic, I would have just immediately cut the toe off. Like, thank God that you are like a fit, like, fucking human, because that, but I guess what happens with diabetics, the reason why I get amputated is they get bone infections and then they just don't have you just can't cut it off. So you got to cut off the infection before it keeps spreading because their body literally can't fight the infection.
Oh, I thought they lose their toes because they like died from circulation.
No, they get infections and they can't stop the spread of the infection, so they literally have to just cut it off though. Jesus. So he literally told Belal, like, listen, this is so bad right now. If you were diabetic, wouldn't even think twice. I would just cut your toe off and just move on about our day. Like, that's how bad it was.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I do know there's some like super high level jiu-jitsu guys that have cut off their pinky toe because they keep breaking it.
And it's interesting too that people always talk about Jack's arm. Like, I don't know about Jack. Your arm is like your fucking arm. Like, it's not a joint. It's like, fuck, if it's good, it's good to go. But nobody mentions Belal's fucking toe that he almost fucking lost because a toe is an issue. We got Darius Garland for the Cavs. That motherfucker's been out like 3 weeks with like a sprained toe. Nobody knows why. He's not fucking playing. But as a Pacers fan, hey, rest up, kid. You get him next year.
Fucking Conor McGregor didn't fight because of a broken toe. I get it. We have Della Maddalena on the other side. Jacob mentioned the broken arm, which is why we haven't seen him in quite a bit. His last win was last year over Gilbert Burns, where he was taken down 7 times, but weathered that storm, got the knockout in the 3rd. Overall, he's a high-volume striker. He's got an incredible jab. He plots forward. He pumps that jab. It is snappy. He keeps you in your face. He's got good power. He'll take big steps. He'll restart a cycle. His nose faces the wrong direction, and a reporter had the nuts to ask him about that. Not what happened to your nose, but, hey, if you win the belt and you make some real money here, you're going to get your nose fixed?
Are you fucking jacking my video? That was my tweet.
I didn't see your tweet. I saw it on TikTok.
That literally was, they must have jacked my fucking, I'm the one that put down, it's got like 200,000 views or something.
It's from the public press conference.
I understand that, but I clipped it out and I said that he got pissed off. It's got 200,000 views.
Oh, no, I didn't see your tweet. I saw it on TikTok. Congratulations.
I'm the one that clipped that out and put it on fucking Twitter. Yeah, they asked him, are you going to fix your nose? And he said, good one.
Yeah, it is a fucked up question to ask. It's like, dude, like.
It's not really fucked up. It's just like.
It's just rude.
It's low-hanging fruit. I mean, it's just like.
And it's rude. Like, who gives. Like, you're talking about his fucking.
What about Belal's nose?
So, this is an interesting fight because we have grappler versus striker, and Della Maddalena has proven in multiple fights, both with Gilbert Burns and with the Basel Hafez fight, that he can just weather the storm. He can keep coming. He's not going to get discouraged by being taken down, because I do fully expect Belal Muhammad to come in here and get a bunch of takedowns, certainly early. And if Jack starts to take over and makes Belal pay for entry after entry, then the takedowns will be farther and farther away. He'll have less and less success. I am going to pick Belal here. Jacob and I, the spectrum we talked about in the last, when we picked the co-main event, we were about here on opposite sides of the pick. I imagine we're going to be pretty far apart on this pick here.
How big is it?
For me, here. For you, here. I am on the Belal side here because I think he just gets the takedowns. Like, we don't need to overcomplicate this. I think Belal will come forward and get the takedowns. And then we've seen that Jack can be taken down. This notion that he doesn't get taken down is crazy. He got taken down 7 times in his last fight. Basel Hafez was tossing his ass all over the place. And yes, he won both of those fights. And that's fine. And that actually is a testament to him not getting frustrated, him not quitting. Della Maddalena did to Gilbert Burns what Carlos Prates could not do to Ian Gary. Almost win with a late rally. I'm going to pick Belal. I think he just is perfectly fine coming forward, being a boring wrestler.
I want to say this is one of the 3 takedowns he got. Oh, there's a sprawl.
Who got 3 takedowns?
Basil.
Oh.
He was 3 of 20. He defended 7. That's one of the takedowns. You see what Jack did there? What a fucking dumbass. Watch it again, Angelo. Here's one of the 3 takedowns. Oh, sprawl, boom, defended it. Oh, I'm just kind of on a choke
Pulled
here. Maybe
guillotine.
a Darce, maybe
pulled it.
Oh,
fake
and then,
guillotine.
there's a takedown. fucking. Go ahead.
Listen, Belal Muhammad's a better wrestler. I think Belal Muhammad gets it done. And I know it's cool to hate on Belal. He's the nickelback. That's not a metaphor. Is that a metaphor? No, it's not a metaphor. That's the comparison I like to make. He's like the nickelback of MMA. It's fun to hate on him, but the dude just wins. He's got hits. He's getting it done. He's not as boring as everybody says he is. Belal Muhammad's the pick. I'm on that side. Jacob, what are you thinking?
I mean, your dog is
crying. You would think Tiffany would get the
crying
fuck
for
up.
you, crying for Belal betters, crying for. It's going to be a lot of tears this week. And let's get one thing straight here. What does it say? What does that say?
Fake.
What does that say?
Belal.
What does that say?
Fans.
Let me ask you another question, Angelo. As a percentage, 100% real question. As a percentage of everyone that is on Belal Muhammad this week versus Jack Della Maddalena, how many of them do you think were betting Belal Muhammad against Leon Edwards? That is a percentage.
I would assume a very low percentage. I think they all were.
I would probably put that about 5% were saying that Belal Muhammad was going to beat Leon, and now they're still on Belal Muhammad. Let me ask you another question, Angelo.
Yes.
Who was very, very high, extremely confident in Belal Muhammad to beat Leon Edwards? Do you know what person?
His mother, Mrs. Muhammad.
Let's try and be on topic.
Okay.
Let's try to not be funny. Let's try to just really stay on topic so we can continue with the breakdown and not get sidetracked.
Yes.
Do you know somebody that you might do the channel with that was extremely high on Belal Muhammad to beat Leon Edwards?
Giordani was also very high on
Okay,
Belal
you're going to
Muhammad.
continue with this kind of situation. He was my lock of the week versus Leon Edwards. I was the most, and the same people that are telling me that I'm an idiot for picking against Belal were telling me I was an idiot back then, but I knew who Belal Muhammad was. I knew who Leon Edwards was, and I literally said that he was going to dog walk Leon Edwards, if not find a finish in that fight, because Leon is a soft dude that you can pressure, take down, and the guy doesn't give a shit. He's got no grit, no heart. And what happened in that fight? Belal Muhammad did not fucking dominate fucking shit. He got that takedown in the first 15 seconds, and I smiled on stream. I smirked because I thought it was going to be that for 25 minutes. It fucking wasn't. That guy was losing scrambles. He got his back taken. He was getting tired. He ended that fight mounted, split, bloody, looking for the final bell, and that was after only shooting 13 takedowns. He got 9 of them very easily. Leon does not really put up much of a fight to get the takedowns. Once you get him to the ground, he's just going to kind of lay there and just hope to not get submitted, hope to not get finished because, the next round starts on the feet and we'll get him next time. This guy, Leon Edwards, in his corner between rounds, telling his corner to shut the fuck up while they're trying to motivate this guy. That's the type of fighter that Belal Muhammad was fighting in the last fight. It should have been easy. It should have been complete domination from bell to fucking bell, and it fucking wasn't, because Belal Muhammad doesn't have the type of control to be able to control the people, to be able to be dangerous enough in the submission game, so they can just kind of find to sit there and fucking stall out. Also, during those takedowns, if you actually fucking give a shit, which Leon did a couple times, you can hit switches on this guy. You can Grammy roll on this guy. He doesn't just fucking hold you. He can reshoot takedowns, but if you get in an advantageous position, all of a sudden you're on this guy's back and he doesn't know how to get out of that position. Because people, for some reason, believe in their fucking minds that this guy Belal Muhammad is Merab Develieshi. That motherfucker has shot 40 fucking takedowns in a fight before and not looked tired. The most takedowns Belal Muhammad ever fucking shot was 13 in his last fight against a guy that just lets himself get taken down. Once he's on the ground, he just kind of lays there, doesn't give a shit. He got 9 of 13 takedowns and almost fucking died when Leon Edwards didn't make him work for a fucking second in that fight. Even when Leon was on this guy's back, Belal's just fucking didn't make him work a fucking second. I know somebody that's going to make this guy work. I know somebody that's not going to just fucking lay there. I know somebody that's been working with Craig Jones, who we saw improve the crazy situations and weird little switches and stuff you can hit with Volkanovski versus Islam and all the grappling Volkanovski did. Right? Jack Della Maddalena's already got good takedown defense. Defended 17 fucking takedowns versus Basil, a big fucking dude. That was after he cut weight twice in 2 weeks against a pressure wrestler that shot 20 fucking takedowns. He held his own through 3 rounds. He fucking dominated that fight. He dominated Kevin Holland, had a shattered arm versus Gilbert Burns. And you know what he didn't do? Get down on himself. You know what he didn't do? Fucking quit. The corner told him straight up, hey, could be 1-1, but you probably need a finish. He said when he was on the ground, I'm going to get back up, and when I do, I got to make him pay. That's exactly what fucking happened. This guy is not back up, wait for counter-strike. Leon Edwards taken down. Oh, come on, Leon. You got to fucking... This guy's a fucking killer. He's a fucking assassin. What I love the most, that really made me the most confident I had ever been in Jack Della Maddalena, was they asked him, how do you see this fight going? He said 3rd round KO. He didn't say 1st round because he understands there's going to be an early storm. Belal probably is just going to pressure, get on his hips, get a couple takedowns. Jack's going to make him fucking work. Jack knows he's going to make him work on the ground. He's not going to settle into positions. On the feet, he's going to be ripping the body. Leon doesn't fucking box to the body. He fucking throws kicks. He couldn't throw kicks because he was scared to get taken down. So then he just headhunting. Jack Della Maddalena is going to make this guy pay on the ground by making him work. Once they're on the feet, he is going to be working the body against this guy. And we also already saw Belal almost die, shooting only 13 takedowns in a 5-round fight where he had 13 minutes of control. Leon didn't even make him work. This guy's going to get beaten, worked down, and once he can't get those takedowns that he set up with the boxing versus Leon, because the boxing's not going to be there versus Jack Della Maddalena, he's getting fucking put away. I said 2nd or 3rd round. Jack said 3rd round. I'll go with 3rd round. I'm happy with that. He can't fucking box with this guy. He's not going to get the takedowns. If he does, he's not going to have the control because Jack's going to be fucking scrambling nonstop. He's going to make this guy work, and Jack Della Maddalena is going to fucking dominate this fight and probably find a finish in the 3rd round.
Listen, I'm on the opposite side, obviously. I'm not gonna fight you on it. I think I get your points. They're valid points. I saw the same scrambles you saw in that Belal versus Leon Edwards fight. Obviously a little nerve-wracking if you're on the Belal side. I also saw Jack get taken down 7 times by Gilbert Burns. And if he doesn't land that knee, he'd lose that decision very, very clearly. Very clearly. So 2 extra rounds to work with.
And a lot of those were open mat takedowns where Belal, a lot of times, he is using pressure boxing to get people against the fence, that he can set up a double leg, that he switches to that high crotch, and those are a lot of his takedowns. He's not going to get those takedowns against Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena is getting taken down with like blast doubles, open, you're cutting the angles. Belal he definitely can't wrestle like that for 25 fucking minutes. He's got to pressure people back with his boxing, get him against the fence so he can get that high crotch. You're not just grabbing a high crotch in the middle of a fucking octagon. You got to pressure people back. He doesn't have the blast doubles to affect a guy like Jack Della Maddalena. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, listen, I actually am looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. It's an intriguing matchup, and we'll find out because Belal, to get to the title, basically cleared out the division. After, let's say he beats Jack. So,
and let me say this too, real quick. I believe that this is the worst. I still think Belal smokes Shavkat. I think it's a much different fight. Shavkat will settle. We saw
Ian Gary.
He will settle into positions on the ground, and Belal can do what he needs to do. I actually think that Belal probably beats Ian Gary. I think he can out-muscle and out-tough a guy like Ian Gary, who also will probably settle into kind of the shoot-a-box jiu-jitsu game a little bit too much. I think the Buck fight is probably a very competitive fight. I just think Jack Della Maddalena is the worst in matchup for him because he will not settle on the ground. Belal doesn't have the good enough control if you're not just settling like a guy like Leon, or if you're up against the fence like a guy like Wonder Boy and stuff like that. It just feels like not settling is going to be Jack Della Maddalena's biggest asset. He knows that, and that's going to be a problem for Belal. Just make him work.
It'll be interesting because to get to the title, Belal beat basically everybody. Obviously, since he got here, Ian Gary, this dude's like cleared out. What about Ian Gary? The Ian Gary who lost the shot.
Did you hear?
He's 1-1 his last fucking
Jack Della
2 fights.
Maddalena said about Ian Gary?
What?
And I couldn't find the tweet, but somebody said, I have a feeling the way that Jack Della Maddalena acts, because he's a very quiet, fucking like humble. It seems like a humble guy. Somebody said like, I have a feeling that behind closed doors, this guy's kind of like a fucking killer. Like, there's something about the way that he talks. Like, he's kind of a wild dude. And at the press conference, they asked him about Ian Gary and his son and giving him M&Ms and, like, whatever. And he just ran out of fucking nowhere. I was watching it live, and I went, did he just say that? He goes, I honestly don't think that's his son. And somebody, dude, out of nowhere. And somebody goes, I know for a fact now that behind the scenes, this dude is a fucking wild dude. Because that's such a, just randomly off the cuff,
thing to say.
Monotone, I just don't think that's his son. It's like, holy shit. Now people are like, holy shit, he's a Chad. He's going to fucking steamroll Belal. I literally was watching it live and I was like, did he just say that? I was like, what the fuck? Out of nowhere.
That is a funny thing to say. Jesus. I mean, this should be a good main event. I'm looking very much to it. DraftKings Fantasy, pick your side. If you're on the Belal side already, then great. $8,700 would be the best you've ever spent on salary. Jack Della Maddalena at $7,500. If you think he gets it done, if you think he finds a finish, $7,500 is going to be well worth that money as well. You have 5 rounds to work with if it goes that long. You can check out every single pick, bet, and tool right now on the website, wewantpicks.com. We have everything you ever need heading into a fight week. Couple of super chats from Anvi, $1.99. He said, Gilbert Burns said he thinks JDM wins, and Gilbert fought both. And he also said Belal's going to hell for lying about takedowns. I don't know what that means, lying about takedowns.
Well, he said he wasn't going to shoot takedowns. They asked him again, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to. And they asked Jack, do you think Jack's like, he's going to shoot takedowns.
Of course he is. Yeah, of course.
Jack's like, I promise you, he's going to shoot takedowns.
No
and they
shit.
asked, like, the other thing Jack said that was pretty funny. They asked, like, Belal says he's going to break you or something. And he was like, honestly, I'll be embarrassed if he breaks me. He's like, he literally was like, he doesn't break any. He literally said, I'll be pretty embarrassed with myself if he fucking is able to break me. Like,
well, the
this guy,
viral
Jack,
stat.
like his demeanor is like, and I agree. When I saw that tweet, I was like, I can see it. Like him being just fucking like an angry, like you saw that nose comment. He's like, good one. Like all of a sudden he almost lost it for a second. That's the type of stuff he fights with. Like he doesn't show it and he's not fucking like in your face, but when it is go time, one of my favorite things too, not to go off too much of a tangent, but after the Pete, I think it was the Pete Rodriguez fight, they asked him about like a big fight or something, or like the bright lights or whatever, and he's like, honestly, I was waiting to get nervous, like I was waiting for that feeling of like, here we go, like this is a big fight or whatever. He's like, but I never felt it, so I just fucking started fighting. It's like, Jesus, dude, this guy's cold as ice.
Well, long term, this fight has a lot of implications. Short term, it's better if Belal wins, because if Belal wins short term, we will get Islam versus Ilya at UFC 317. Huge fight. Great fight. Huge fight. Looking forward to it. Long term, if Jack Della Maddalena wins, then Islam moves up and we have 2 new divisions. 155, brand new division, right? Islam basically cleared that whole thing out already. And in 170, brand new division, new champion. How big is Islam? So long term, it is better if Belal doesn't win. Short term, I want him to win because I will be at UFC 317, and I'd rather have fucking Ilya and Islam. That's a great main event. I want that.
That is a shame that's
hinging on this, yeah.
Because Dana literally confirmed it today at the press conference. They were like, Ilya said that this fight determines his fight. Is that true? And he's like, it's pretty much true, yeah.
Which I get, it makes sense.
And they're like, Ian Gary's the backup fighter. Is he getting the next title shot then? And Dana was like, let's just see how everything plays out.
Yeah. Well, the funniest part about that narrative is that means this could be a drag him out, hell and back war, and Belal loses a bad decision. And like, well, fuck it, Islam's moving up. You don't get a rematch. You don't get a rematch. Islam's moving up.
I think they're pretty excited to try and dump Belal.
I imagine so. And one more comment. So obviously Jacob is back, and the comment here is he came back. He told the truth. Reminds me of somebody else. Is he talking about Jesus? Is that who he's talking about? I think he's literally talking about Jesus.
Would I compare myself to a guy like Jesus on a day we got our new Pope Bob? Right? We got a Pope Bob the first. Would I put myself in the conversations of a Pope, of a Jesus, of a, by the way, Pope, is from Chicago. It's a Midwest guy. I'm a Midwest guy, right? I think Jesus was a Midwest guy, right? Abe Lincoln was his boyhood home was in Indiana. He's a Midwest guy, right? Larry Bird, Midwest guy. Dave Letterman, right? Jim Gaffigan, Midwest guy. Caitlin Clark, that's a Midwest female, right? Kanye West, yay. He's from Chicago, right? The Bears, right? We got the Cubs, Midwest, right? We got...
Are you just listing
Illinois.
things in the middle of the country?
I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Yeah. Oh, would I compare myself to Jesus? No. But if you want to, I could see it.
I'm not going to fight you on it. Oh, Jesus. All right. Anyway, that you should have been like, yes.
Huh?
Because I said, oh, Jesus. And just like as a natural instinct, it would have been funny if you were like, yes. Can I help you?
Honestly, okay. I think I could be Pope.
Yeah, no, you definitely are a leader of men. Listen, we have an app. Download the app. The app is 100% free. You will get push notifications, not just for picks and bets, which is wildly important to beat line movement, but also when crazy shit happens, like at UFC 313. We lost 2 fights right before the card started. We have a whole bunch of tools to help you be successful, help you do research. If you like to care about time and you value yours, well, we have tools. You don't need to go digging through the internet for tapes. We got them. You don't need to go playing around doing math equations. We have tools that'll do that for you. We have a DraftKings optimizer, a fight simulator, a data analyzer, a line movement tracker, a prop hunter. We have more than just me and Handsome Jake. We got a whole bunch of people giving you picks, bets, and breakdowns. Unlock all of it. Support your boys. Get yourself the best product in this space. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Any last words?
Yeah, you know what's funny is I guarantee, because I forgot about my little tangent. I don't even know why I said that about Sam. I didn't even watch him on the fucking whatever. But I guarantee if
you know what's funny, he takes that shit personally.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He probably is like he probably feels bad thinking like he did a terrible job. Sam, I didn't even watch that shit. Fucking, I didn't give a shit. I have no idea. I have no idea, Sam. So hang in there, buddy.
Sam did a good job, and people like that. The problem is your chemistry, like our chemistry, is very different because we're best friends and have been for a very long time. So it's different chemistry. Sam also, I'm not, get the fuck. Sam also,
I don't know.
Sam wants to talk the fight. And anytime I tried to steer him into like,
I know, every time that motherfucker comes in on the call-in show and we're having a good time, he's like, say, I want to talk about this over-under on the 2.5 on the main. It's like, hey, Sam, relax, buddy.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
Just kick it, buddy.
Yeah,
just
he can't.
It's
the autism kicks in. He cannot help himself. But his insight, I actually will say, doing that show with him, I forget what fight it was. I was like, fuck, that is good insight. Like, shit. So he's got great insight. And obviously,
you know, it's funny. I've never thought that when you talk.
All right. You want to just bet straight up $100 who has more winning picks on this card?
What, I have like 4 more underdogs than you?
You could have picked anybody you wanted. It's not my fault. That's who you picked. You could have picked anybody you wanted.
100?
100. Straight up.
200?
Best. No, 100. And there's a chance we tie. There's 12 fights.
250.
Okay.
I think I owe you like $2,000 or something.
It's a lot. I think it's like $750. I think we did. Who cares?
I couldn't even remember.
It doesn't even matter.
Fights.
I don't either. But guys, thank you for the watch. We flexed up to like 700 live viewers, something like that. We appreciate all of you.
Like the stream on your way out.
Glad you're here, Jacob. Wish we could have done this on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday, but I imagine everybody had a great time and those views will be there. So appreciate all you coming over Saturday to watch the fights.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm going away.
No, you're not. Are you coming over Saturday to watch the fight?
I got a flight tomorrow.
Are you going to Indiana to watch that game?
I got a flight tomorrow. I'm leaving.
Are you going to be around Saturday for fights?
I don't know when.
Can I get answers so I can plan my Saturday?
Leaving on a
Okay, we're shutting it down halfway through the song.
I don't know when I'll be back again.
Boom. Oh, there's 2 clicks.